Hey, Zoe with the $55. Thank you for the donation, Zoe. Very generous of you. Welcome, everyone. This is the Halo 2 table read live stream for Game on Cancer's Holiday Spectacular. I'm so pumped to be here with an amazing room of absolute legends. We're going to get straight into it in just a moment, but I want to go around the horn and introduce everyone. First and foremost, be still, come chill until you've had your fill of the awesome Will Norman. How are you, Will? Master Chief, how are you?
You might have muted yourself.
Master Chief was on mute.
You're muted.
You're on mute, bro.
No.
Rookie
error.
Zoom
I am
2020.
amazing, Shane and fellas
amazing.
and ladies. How are you?
Fantastic. Now I'll let everyone know that because I've been doing podcasting on and off for so many years, I have fun intros for my old co-host, but no one else. So don't expect that for everyone. To his right,
Wow.
You're absolutely amazing. Ashenix as Cortana. Ash, how are you?
Hello, good thanks. How are you?
Fantastic. To her right, pardon me. I'm already looking at him. The dulcet tones in your earphones, here to engineer a sincere atmosphere. Terry Fear.
Asal, dude.
And to his right, my good friend and on stream for the first time, Corbs. How are you, sir?
Good. Thank you for having me, Shane.
An absolute pleasure. To his right, my longtime Ubisoft pal, one Dev Marta. How are you?
I am so excited. That's how I am.
Nice. And below him, one half of the Minimap cast. It's the amazing Jeremy Bratatich.
Hey mate, I'm amazed you didn't do a crazy rhyme for my last name being Bratatich, because that would have been.
And to his left, his co-host on the Minimap cast, it's one Kerry Palmer. How are you, Kez?
Oh, I'm so good and so nervous. I feel like I need to do like 100 push-ups and scream and shout, but I'm so excited to be here.
That sounds like
some
Prophet
star
of
jumps.
Mercy to me. Yes, that's something he would do. Yeah.
Sprightly.
To his left, pardon me, from the Xbox International podcast, Silent Cypher. Cypher, how are you?
Thank you.
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. Looking forward to this. Let's get on.
Absolute pleasure. And to his left, it is the stream coordinator for Cure Cancer Australia and absolute legend, Miss Cannon.
Hello.
How are you, Ash?
I put off having wisdom tooth surgery for this, so I'm so keen.
That sounds like something Miranda Keys would do.
It was important.
Her duty. That's it. And to her left, my good friend and all-around good guy, who isn't a Twitch partner for some ridiculous reason, but should be, Nictacular.
Hello, Shane. Thank you so much for having me. I am super excited.
I'm glad you're here, my friend. And below him, Ash's other half and frequent cosplayer extraordinaire as well, Buzzed.
Hello.
How are you, mate?
Good. Very excited.
Nice. And to his right, it's the amazing Jason Mira.
Hello.
And to his right, chiming in all the way from his chieftain quarters is Infinite Umbra.
My faith is strong. I will not fail.
Nice.
And it's me. My name's Shane Bailey. I'm today's host. I'm also the head of gaming and streaming at Cure Cancer Australia, and we are fundraising for said charity to raise funds to kickstart Bright New Ideas to Cure Cancer. If you'd like to donate, I see many people have, and I'm going to try and read them out as they come through. I did see one earlier from Mongoose, I'm pretty sure, but now I've lost the Tiltify tab. Where has it gone? I'm going to find it and I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to say thank you. I see Duke of Flukes donated earlier. Corbs, I know you donated earlier as well. Thank you so much for your generosity, sir. Like Jason mentioned, we are fundraising for cancer research. So if you can, please dig deep and we'll shout out your donation in between each mission as we go. Also, I just want to make sure I haven't missed any here. Mongoose with the 35, Zoe with 55 earlier, Duke of Flukes with $40, Corbs with 50, Richard with 15, and I kick things off with 50 as well. Awesome. Don't think there's any housekeeping to do, guys. I think we've mentioned everything. This is recording, so it'll be available on my YouTube channel at some point. I can't promise when it'll be there. Oh yes, I need to fix the timer, the Nightbot thingy, which I thought I did, but apparently not. So let's do that. Yeah, everyone, let's go around the horn. Will, I want to know your favorite Halo memory, sir.
My favorite Halo memory. Oh, geez. It would have to be linking up two original Xboxes, having two TVs back to back so there was no screen watching, and having all my friends over and just doing an all-nighter playing Halo 2 and yelling at each other and going crazy and screaming at each other about screen watching and drifting keys and everything. Yeah, no, I've played the game for so long, and with so many friends, it's a staple in my life, and it's made me part of who I am today. So it's a little bit about me and my Halo journey.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that. Jason, $100 donation. Thank you so much, sir. That's very generous of you. Oh, I should note as well, we have 3 Xbox Game Pass for 3-month codes kindly donated from the kind folks at Xbox ANZ. I believe they will be international codes as well. Rex in the chat. Hello, Rex. So yes, donate for a chance to win. I'll draw those after the stream and notify the winners. So thank you to Xbox ANZ for kindly donating those. Now I can't for the life of me figure out how to get these commands working. So it's in there. / donate. Why wouldn't it be working? Using Nightbot. Would anyone know?
It is pinned. If anyone,
It is pinned up the top of the
It's
chat.
pinned. Okay, cool. That's good.
Have a look at the top of the chat. It's right there.
Amazing. Alrighty, cool.
Oh, no,
All right, shall we get into it, guys?
We should.
Alrighty, so I'm going to be playing the
Let us
music,
begin.
but only the Twitch chat will be, and myself will be able to hear it. Nick, I know we tried to, we got this sorted the other night, and then I realized that I need to run it in a different browser, different window, and then when I try and share it with everyone, it won't work. It has to be in the same tab, and then I try to share my screen, and that tanked the whole thing. So,
Oh gosh.
yeah. Anyway.
Maybe we just all listen to the Spotify on our own local ends to get in the vibe.
Well, now you can listen back to it, and then you'll know. Yes. Okay. So hang on. So donations are a little loud. Let's adjust that as well because we don't want it to interrupt everything.
You linked the soundtrack that you're playing in the script document, right? So we've all
That's
got
right.
that.
Yeah. So you could hit play at the start if you'd like. I'm going to be jumping around as the mission progresses though to different parts of the soundtrack. So you just won't be able to keep up with that.
I'm gonna put it on for the vibe.
Right.
I've just chucked the
need to worry
soundtrack
about
on
syncing up.
Spotify in the Twitch chat if anyone wants to just like listen to that on the background.
Awesome.
I think the link was blocked.
The link is blocked, unfortunately.
Oh well. Rip.
Just
But
to make sure we're not
just
trying to
gotta-
sync up with the thing that we can't hear, right?
No, that's fine.
Cool.
Okay, how come I can't turn the volume down on just the alert box? What's going on there? Okay, that's annoying.
In OBS, it'll be whatever browser source it is.
Yeah, I just can't. Source, moderator tools, no. I'm getting all the That's right. We'll just push through.
Push through.
Awesome. All right, guys, let's get started. Like I said, we'll do mission by mission, and we'll pause at the end to reflect on each mission as we go. As you can see, everyone has their role underneath their name, or underneath their camera, pardon me. But there are also a bunch of minor roles that each person will play each mission as well. So at the start of each mission, I'll read out who is playing who, and then we'll go from there. I'll be the narrator. There'll be a lot of narration in between, obviously all of the dialogue. It's not just the cutscenes as well. We're going to be doing a lot of in-game dialogue for important moments that happen. So get excited about that. And I think we're good to go. Is everyone ready?
Let's
Woo!
go.
Ready as
Let's
ever.
get some hype in the chat.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right, here we go, guys. I'll play the music. Oh, firstly, let me read out who's in this first mission. Obviously, Terry as Thelvadimir, before he's known as the Arbiter. Jeremy as Regret. Kerry as Mercy. Corbs as Truth. Umbra as Tartarus. And Jason as that one very loud council member. Here we go. Chapter 1, Heretic. Let's kick off. The game opens on a wide shot of space. Large selections of the destroyed Halo floating in the distance. Several Covenant ships move among the wreckage. In orbit above the planet is what looks to be a half-destroyed moon or a very large city. Hundreds of Covenant ships are in position around it. Covenant Holy City, High Charity, 9th Age of Reclamation. Cut to an interior shot of the Covenant Castle chambers. An elite stands in the center of the room speaking to 3 floating prophets, one of which is a hologram, as a squad of brutes and a gallery full of council members watch.
There was only one ship.
One? Are you sure?
Yes. They called it the Pillar of Autumn.
Covenant council members in attendance murmur restlessly.
Why was it not destroyed with the rest of their fleet?
It fled as we set fire to their planet, but I followed with all the ships in my command.
When you first saw Halo, were you blinded by its majesty?
Blinded?
Paralyzed? Dumbstruck?
No.
Yet the humans were able to evade your ships, land on the sacred rings, and desecrate it with their filthy footsteps.
Noble hierarchs, surely you understand that once the parasite attacked...
The elite is drowned out by angry shouts from the gallery.
There will be order in this council!
You were right to focus your attention on the Flood, but this demon, this Master Chief...
By the time I learned of the demon's intent, there was nothing I could do.
The gallery erupts in indignant outrage as Tartarus, the brute chieftain, watches in amusement.
Noble prophet of truth, this has gone on long enough. Make an example of this bungler. The council demands it.
You are one of our most treasured instruments. Long have you led your fleet with honor and distinction. But your inability to safeguard Halo was a colossal failure.
Nay, it was heresy!
The chamber erupts in an enraged uproar.
I will continue my campaign against the humans.
No, you will not.
Truth gestures to Tartarus, who instructs his brute lieutenants to escort the elite from the council chambers.
Roar! Soon the great journey shall begin. But when it does, the weight of your heresy will stay your feet, and you shall be left behind.
There we go.
Oh, good.
Well done.
How do you feel about that, eh?
You guys are so good.
Yeah.
First one done and dusted.
That went bloody all right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
I think this is going to go okay.
The music was almost to perfection. I think maybe my opening sort of spiel there was a bit long-winded, so we're like a fraction behind, but it was still really good. Awesome. Everything's sounding good, guys. Music is good. Amazing. Okay, good to see. All right, moving on. Chapter 2. Firstly, what an opening scene, right? We've just come off Halo Combat Evolved with, no sort of understanding of the Covenant and also tiny bit quiet chat. Okay, cool. Thanks, Kim. And then we get this amazing sci-fi sort of world building. I mean, I was just blown away from Halo 2 when it first started.
Yeah.
Any fond memories from this cutscene, guys?
Halo 2 was my first ever like story mode campaign game that I played through. And I was like, I don't know, I think I was like 5 or 6. And I remember very distinctly having the big box TV in front of me and like getting real set up and cozy one morning. It was freezing cold. And I got so upset because there was no Master Chief at the start of the campaign. I was so upset. I like got off, like went outside for the day, like went for a walk to the market with my dad. And I was like really annoyed that I went and bought this game and couldn't play it properly. And then I like got through it and absolutely loved it. I think I played it for like, I don't know, 4 times in a row every week. I just like played through the campaign again. That's pretty fun for me.
Yeah, let me tell you about a video game called Metal Gear Solid 2.
I don't know. For me personally, this the whole political and religious storyline of the Covenant in Halo 2 is by far my favorite part of potentially all of the Halo stories. I love the intrigue. Like they took Halo CE, which was a great game, but for the most part, fairly kind of like action man, reasonably basic story. And then they took the idea of having the Covenant, the humans, and the Flood, and then each of those parties in itself is so complex, and it was awesome. I just love it. And also, like, the Arbiter is the coolest character in existence. So, what can you say?
Absolutely. It's just so funny listening to that buzz because like my reaction was just immediately like, oh, we get to see the other side. Like we get to peek behind the curtain and like see what's going on. So like it was just such a cool moment.
It's funny
was
to
cool.
hear,
It took me a
Jeff,
while to like sort of fall into it, and then as soon as I did, I just was obsessed with it. Halo 3 came out, and like I was so quick to jump on it. But the difference between, I think it's because I was so young as well. Like it came out when I was about 3 or 4, and I just never played Halo until like I'd actually got into Xbox. So it was definitely that like Master Chief was like that highlight for me. And then I was like, oh, the Covenant are actually like really cool. Like the design and like the character like storyline, the religion of it was so sick.
Yeah,
it's
much
funny
the
to hear
same
you
for
say that
me.
you think Arbiter's like the coolest character ever, Dev, because that was not the sentiment in 2004.
It wasn't.
Everyone hated the Arbiter.
That was my feeling going to that, because when I played it, my feeling was, okay, this is cool. We get to see this other side, but when do I get back to Chief? And then you see the Arbiter mission. It's like, wait a minute, I didn't sign up for this. So it was very interesting. At the time, I did not like it, but after I grew more mature and went back to it, I understood I was wrong, and Halo 2 became much more of a masterpiece in my mind. I still loved Halo 3, much like you. I jumped in it really soon and was just taken by it. It's still my favorite in the series, but I can now appreciate Halo 2 for what it is.
Yeah. Well, look, at least we didn't get another Halo campaign where you don't play as the Master Chief, right?
Sip.
I've lost your camera, mate. You still there?
Yeah, no, sorry. I'm just messing with something.
No, all good. I just want to double check. Awesome. All right, let's move on. Chapter 2, the Armory. So voices in this mission, we have Dev as Master Guns, Will as the Chief, and Nictacular as Johnson. Let's get going. Establishing shot of Earth. Orbital max stations protecting Earth, and a dozen of UNSC ships can be seen. Earth Defense Platform, Cairo, October 20th, 2552, military calendar. Cut to Interior Bay.
The plating was about to fail. There's viscosity throughout the gel layer. Optics, totally fried. And let's not even talk about the power supply. You know how expensive this gear is, son?
Our hero, the Master Chief, dons his iconic helmet.
Till that to the Covenant.
Well, I guess it was all obsolete anyway. Your new suits are Mark 6. Just came up from Sundam this morning. Try and take it easy until you get used to the upgrades. Everything checks out. Stand by it. I'm gonna offline the inhibitors. Move around a little. Get a feel for it. When you're ready, come meet me by the Zapper.
Master Chief moves to the shield recharge station.
Pay attention, because I'm only gonna go over this once. This station will test your recharge and energy shields. Step on in, and I'll show you. Your new armor's shields are extremely resilient, very efficient, much better than the Covenant tech we used on the Mark V. Bingo! As you can see, they recharge a lot faster. If your shields go down, find some cover. Wait for the meter to read fully charged.
Sergeant Johnson casually appears behind the quartermaster.
Well, he can hide behind me. You done with my boy here, Master Guns? I don't see any training wheels.
His armor's working fine, Johnson, so shut your chili hole. You're free to go, son. Just remember, take things slow.
Don't worry. I'll hold his hand.
Chief and Johnson enter an elevator as Master Guns follows.
So, Johnson, when you gonna tell me how you made it back home in one piece?
Sorry, Guns. It's classified.
My ass! Well, you can forget about those adjustments to the A2 scope.
The elevator doors close, cutting off Master Guns mid-sentence.
Well, he's in a particular fine mood today. Maybe Lord Hood didn't give him an invitation.
The elevator doors open and Chief and Johnson step onto a travelator. We can see Earth through a large window.
Earth. I haven't seen it in years.
The travelator begins to move.
When I shipped out for basic, the orbital defense grid was all theory and politics. Now look, the Cairo is just one of 300 geosync platforms. The Met gun can put a round clean through a Covenant capital ship.
Johnson gestures to two other stations seen orbiting nearby.
Coordinated fire from the Athens and the Malta. Nothing's getting past this battle cluster in one piece. Ships have been arriving all morning. Nobody's saying much, but I bet something big's about to happen.
Nice.
Nice.
Awesome. That's only a really short one. So we'll just jump ahead straight to Cairo Station. We have in this mission Will as Chief, Nick as Sergeant Johnson still, all of us as grunts chanting. Get ready for that. Terry as Thel Vadimi, Umbra as Tartarus, Buzz as Lord Admiral Hood, Ash as Cortana, Cypher as Admiral Harper, Kerry as Officer, Miss Cannon as Keys, Jason as Marine, and me in my one and only role as Malta. Alrighty, we ready? Let's get going. The Master Chief and Johnson step off the Travelator onto a windowed bay. UNSC officers and crew stand by in formal uniform applauding. Automated cameras float above the crowd. Johnson is in full dress uniform with a purple heart on his chest. The Chief, as usual, is in his armor.
You told me there wouldn't be any cameras.
And you told me you were going to wear something nice. Folks need heroes, Chief, to give them hope. So smile, would you? Well, we still got something to smile about.
Scene cut to High Charity. Brutes are escorting the elite commander from the council chambers into the center of an amphitheater. Thousands of Covenant line the stands. The elite is placed upright in the center with bands of energy circling each wrist, arresting him in place.
Drawn quite a crowd.
If they've come to hear me beg, they will be disappointed.
Energy Energy arcs down to the wrist restraints, and from there it's the elite himself. The elite screams in agony. Cut back to the Cairo. Fleet Admiral Sir Terence Hood and an aide wait for the Chief and Johnson to approach. There are other officers lined up nearby. The two salute Lord Hood.
Gentlemen, we're lucky to have you back.
An aide whispers something to Lord Hood, who turns to a hollow platform.
Go ahead, Cortana.
Cortana appears on the platform. She's now in uniform blue-white and has longer hair.
Another whisper, sir. Near Io. We have probes en route.
I apologize, but we're going to have to make this one quick.
Cortana takes the opportunity to address both Chief and Johnson.
You look nice.
Thanks.
Lord Hood commences the ceremonies.
Sergeant Major, the Colonial Cross is awarded for acts of singular... Oh my goodness. Singular daring ovation for Soldier of the United Earth Space Corps.
Cut back to High Charity.
There can be no greater heresy. Let him be an example for all who break our covenant.
Wild cheers from the crowd. Brute guards strip the smoking armor from the elite. Cut back to Cairo Station.
Commander Miranda Keys, your father's actions were in keeping with the highest traditions of the military service. His bravery in the face of impossible odds reflects great credit upon himself and the UNSC. The Navy has a lot to offer at its best.
Lord Hood hands an emotional Keys a service medal in her father's memory. Cut back to High Charity. The now naked elite dangles from his restraints. A long, twisted, metallic weapon rises near Tartarus. He grabs it to reveal a roughly circular end that's glowing molten hot. Tartarus approaches the elite and forces it against his bare chest. There is a sound of searing flesh. Cut back to Cairo Station as alarms sound out, surprising all on the command deck.
Slip space ruptures directly off our battle cluster.
Show me.
15 Covenant capital ships holding position just outside the kill zone.
Admiral Harper chimes in over a comms channel from his heavy cruiser.
This is Fleet Admiral Harper. We're engaging the enemy.
Negative
Admiral.
Sorry.
Oh, I can hear myself a lot now. Sorry, I think something just opened in the background. I can hear a lot of feedback. Yeah. I think it was my... Sorry, 1 second.
No, good.
Okay, there we go. Negative Admiral. From a defensive perimeter around the cluster. Commander, get to your ship. Link up with me, the fleet.
Yes, sir.
You have the Mac gun, Cortana. As soon as they come in range, open up.
Gladly.
Something's not right. The fleet is destroyed. Ah, sorry. It is really loud in my headset.
All good. Is there something in the
everything's
background?
muted. Yeah,
Oh no.
Shall we just power through or?
Okay, I think I got it.
You got it? Okay, cool. We'll go back to you have the Mac gun, Cortana.
All right.
Here we go.
You have the Mac gun, Cortana. As soon as they come in range, open up.
Gladly.
Something's not right. The fleet that destroyed Reach was filthy times with size. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I can hear myself.
Yeah, sir, additional contacts. Boarded crafted, lots of them.
They're going to try to take the Mac guns offline. Give their capital ships straight shot to Earth. Master Chief, defend this station.
Yes, sir.
Right this way.
Chief and Johnson turn to prepare for combat. UNSC fleet passes overhead to defend Cairo Station. Chief grabs an SMG and battle rifle and joins up with Johnson and other Cairo personnel.
How's it going, Malta?
Stand by. They're a latch. Check your targets. Watch the crossfire. They're in standard formation. Little bastards up front, big ones in back. Good luck, Cairo. A Covenant ship latches onto an external door of Cairo Station as Covenant forces start to burn through a security door ready to fight.
Feel the fire in that bulkhead. As soon as that door opens, let them have it.
The Chief and UNSC forces defend Cairo Station from Covenant borders. As the first wave of Covenant forces are defeated, things start to quiet down. Out of a hangar window, a Marine notices something.
Hey, check it out. Malta's already driven off its borders.
Malta, what is your status? Over.
I don't believe it. They're retreating. We won. Outside the hangar windows, the Malta explodes.
Oh, this is bad. Real bad.
After more fighting aboard Cairo Station, the Covenant can be seen retreating from their third orbital station, the Athens.
Uh-oh. Hey, they're leaving the Athens.
The Athens explodes.
Cortana, assessment.
That explosion came from inside the Athens, same as the Malta. The Covenant must have brought something with them, a bomb.
Then they sure as hell bought one here. Chief, find it.
After continued fighting, Cortana finds a lead.
Sir, boarders have breached the fire control center. They have a bomb.
Can you defuse it?
Yes, but I'll need the Chief's help to make contact with the detonator.
Chief, get to the bomb. Double time. Cortana, prioritize targets and fire at will.
We can hear battle chatter over comms as the UNSC fleet engages Covenant forces around the orbital defense grid.
First echelon, you're with me. Blanket those cruisers. Take them out one by one. Second echelon, keep those carriers busy.
Registering all hostile vessels inside the kill zone. 13 cruisers, 2 assault carriers. I'm going loud.
The carriers are breaking through, sir. They're heading straight for the Cairo.
Cortana, concentrate your fire on the first carrier. Admiral, do what you can to adjust at the second.
Everyone form up. Follow my lead.
The first carrier completely ignored us, sir. Blew straight through the Malta's debris field and is headed straight for Earth.
The battle continues overhead as Chief finds the fire control center where the Covenant is prepping the bomb.
Just so you know, there are quite a few elites guarding the bomb. You may need to get creative.
Chief single-handedly eliminates the Covenant forces protecting the bomb aboard the Cairo. After the Chief clears out the Covenant guards, Cortana appears as the bomb emits a high-pitched ring.
Me, inside your head, now.
The Chief touches Cortana's hologram and she disappears into his suit. He places his hand over the glowing detonator on the bomb. After a few seconds of insistent beeping, the device goes silent.
How much time was left?
You don't want to know.
Commander Keyes and Johnson have finally made it onto in Amberclad and joined the fleet.
Cairo, this is Amberclad. The carrier's shield is down. I'm in position and ready for immediate assault.
Negative, Commander. Not against the ship that size. Not on your own.
Sir, permission to leave the station.
For what purpose, Master Chief?
To give the Covenant back their bomb.
Permission granted.
The Chief drags the Covenant bomb into the lift he came in as he descends to a hangar bay.
I know what you're thinking, and it's crazy.
So, stay here.
Unfortunately for us both, I like crazy.
The Master Chief drags the bomb out of the lift and into the middle of the hangar bay. He checks the positioning of the bomb, looks out of the hangar window to see the Covenant invasion fleet destroying UNSC forces and preparing to assault Earth. Chief struts over to the hangar control panel adjacent to the bomb and confidently grabs a hold of the lever that opens the hangar doors.
Just one question. What if you miss?
I won't.
At that moment, Chief pulls the lever and opens the hangar doors. The venting atmosphere vacuums debris into space and quickly grabs the bomb out with it. It screeches and scratches along the hangar floor as it too goes flying out the bay doors. As it passes the Chief, he grabs onto one of the protruding spikes and rides it out, launching himself towards the Covenant fleet. Hurtling through space, the bomb narrowly passes behind the engine of an exploding UNSC cruiser that banks to protect Chief from the laser fire of a nearby Covenant cruiser. Then, 2 UNSC longswords fly past the Chief, firing missiles at the Covenant cruiser and creating a breach in its hull. As the explosion dissipates, Chief rides the bomb towards the breach and takes the convenient opening. He drops into the huge cavernous expanse that is the carrier's engine room. Around the midpoint, he climbs up the spikes and with the help of Cortana, resets the detonator. He carefully positions himself against the bomb to project himself out of the engine room. He pushes off the bomb in a graceful arc towards open space, exiting through the same breach he entered through and away from the doomed Covenant cruiser. The carrier goes up in a series of explosions of plasma that could be seen clearly from Earth below. Escaping the explosion, Chief falls towards Earth at breakneck speed. Suddenly, in amber-clad intercepts him and he lands on the cruiser's topside with a loud thud.
For a brick, he flew pretty good.
Chief, get inside. Gear up. We're taking this fight to the surface.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Work, everyone.
Oh man. Will, that was so good. Will, when you were like, I won't.
I can't tell you how many times I have practiced that line this last week.
I have to look over a few times and see if that wasn't Jen over there talking for a Cortana. You did a great job.
It's honestly been like such a dream to be able to play Master Chief. I think we've all imagined ourselves to be him at one point, so it's really surreal to be able to play him right now. So it's
No, you're smashing it.
Oh, good, because Steve Downs is in the chat. Hey, Steve. You guys couldn't hear it, but the music timed perfectly. Like the notes swelled, and then Nick said, "For a brick, he flew pretty good."
Pretty good. Shane, sorry. Kim mentioned in the chat, myself, Will, and you are a little bit quiet.
Okay.
I think the music is just like a tad loud as well.
Yeah, like the
No
music's
worries.
apparently going over the top of some people.
All good. I've lowered the music, so nice. Oh yeah, Moscow saw. Yeah. Awesome.
Will and Ash,
Because
you two are like an
stretched
awesome
out
power
my
duo.
exposition.
Yeah,
I
the
like
voicing
stretched
is
out my
on
exposition
point.
of the narrator just to time the music perfectly. I'm glad that worked. Amazing.
When are we doing? Are we going to do Halo 3 after this, by the way?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm already having so much fun.
You have so many
Sign me
characters
up.
die in Halo 2 that the cast is like half the size. So you only got like one.
I'll play a grunt. I don't care.
Grunt 1, Grunt 2, Grunt 3.
We just need to include.
We're gonna all just do
we need to
ad libs in the
find
background.
Yeah.
Find like a playthrough that goes from start to finish with all cinematics, so that
9 hours?
in mission voiceover stuff gets so you can do all
Someone can
the
be a Foley
voices.
artist, just
Would-
play
would
the
just
assault
add-
rifle.
Would just add voice lines for people as well, like the two elites that you play in 4-player co-op in Halo
co-op, yeah.
3.
I
Just
love
the background.
that.
Wart.
Amazing.
I also
Alrighty,
found
cool.
what was doubling up the voices. So Twitch, I like accidentally double clicked my like whole Chrome window and it duplicated Twitch and the video software. So I was hearing like 4 of myself every time I talked.
That's
all
what
good,
happens.
Oh, good. All right, here we go. So just memories of Halo 2 for me. So, I mean, I know these lines, they're ingrained in my psyche, right? So I found like this transcribed script and I'm reading through it and I'm like, he doesn't say that. He doesn't say that. That's wrong, that's wrong. So I'm fixing everything. And so, but the reason I know that is because I've played Halo 2 campaign after school every day for like 2 years. It was like the first 4 missions, like up to Arbiter. I'll just play, like Cairo Station, Outskirts, Metropolis over and over and over again. Loved it. So I know that scene like the back of my head.
See, me and my sister would play original Halo, but we get to a point where we jump in a warthog and we chuck on Bonnie Tyler's Holding Out for a Hero, and we'd be screaming and shooting grunts everywhere. It was amazing. My mum would walk in and be like, "What are you guys doing?"
Having the best time of our lives.
Exactly.
Oh,
amazing. All right, let's move on to chapter 4.
Are we missing someone? It seems like someone
Yeah.
left.
Yeah, Terry's gone. I
Terry,
think.
you still there?
Yeah, it looks like he was the one having internet trouble before, right? He was the one on the hotspot today.
Oh no, we can't lose the Arbiter. He was so good as well.
We don't
Origin.
have him for
Amazing
this
job.
scene.
Yeah.
That's true.
He might
That's
come
right.
back.
Yeah, maybe we just push on and hopefully Terry comes back before his mission, which is coming up.
And like half of the campaign, which he is the main character for. Yeah.
That's right. Alrighty, cool. Here we go. Chapter 4, Outskirts. We have Nick as Johnson, all of us as the pilots, Buzz as Hood, Ash as Cortana again, Corbs as the squad leader, Jeremy as Spotter, Miss Cannon as Keys. We have Cypher as Pilot 1 and Will as Pilot 2. No chief lines in this mission. I never realized until I put this script together. So there we go. Awesome. Here we go, guys. I've lowered the soundtrack a bit as well, so we should be good. Chat, let us know if it's still too loud. I'm trying to keep up with the script and like manage the music at the same time, so I'm very quickly glancing at the chat, but I'll keep an eye out if we need to adjust anything. Here we go. Everyone ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Chapter 4, Outskirts. In amber clad hovers over the city of New Mombasa, Africa, while 3 Pelican dropships fly towards the city. Master Chief is on board one of the Pelicans with Sergeant Johnson.
The message just repeats. Regret, regret, regret.
Catchy. Any idea what it means?
Dear humanity, we regret being alien bastards. We regret coming to Earth, and we most definitely regret the Corps just blew up our raggedy-ass fleet.
Hoorah! Regret is a name, Sergeant. The name is one of the Covenant's religious leaders, a prophet. He's on that carrier, and he's calling for help.
The Pelicans pass over a group of warthogs headed down the street. A sniper team is running lookout on a nearby rooftop.
Immediate. Grid Kilo 23 is hot. Recommend mission abort.
Roger, Recon. It's your call, Sarge.
We're going in. Get tactical, Marines.
Master Chief, get aboard that carrier. Secure the Prophet Regret. This is the only place on Earth the Covenant has decided to land. That Prophet is going to tell us why.
30 seconds out. Stand by. 2. Whoa.
A Covenant Scarab stomps into view, its jaws open. It fires a plasma beam at the approaching Pelicans. The one holding the Chief goes down hard. Chief comes to and regroups with accompanying Marines.
Hey, Chief, wake up!
Shake it off, Marines. Clear the crash site. Go, go, go!
The Chief and accompanying soldiers engage Covenant forces on the streets. After some fighting, a Pelican dropship approaches to attempt a pickup.
My girl's a little bit too big for that courtyard, Sarge. I see a good LZ on the other side of those buildings. Meet you over there. Over.
Copy that. Someone get a satchel on that gate.
As Johnson says that, a pair of hunters burst through the gate.
Hunters!
Stand back, Marines. Let the Chief show you how it's done.
Chief engages the hunters solo, taking them down swiftly. Cortana checks in with another squad whose Pelican was taken down by the Scarab.
Second squad, this is Cortana. What is your status? Over.
We're operational, ma'am. Barely. Our pilots didn't make it.
Find a hole. Stay put. We'll come to you.
After a while, a Pelican lands.
Sergeant, I need you on that bird.
Ma'am?
My Pelicans are going to start airlifting armor and reinforcements into the vicinity. They'll need an escort that isn't afraid of a little hostile ground fire.
Understood. I'll keep an eye on him. Chief, good luck.
Chief and Cortana arrive to meet the second squad.
Chief, glad you could make it. Crash site's on the other side of this hotel, Chief. Covenant are crawling all over it. Follow me.
Chief and Cortana continue to mop up Covenant forces with the second squad along the outskirts.
I've been analysing the Covenant tactical chatter. They're surprised, confused. I don't think they expected us to be here. Not you and me. All of us. Humanity on Earth. Odd, I know, but it does help to explain why they came here with such a small fleet.
After more fighting through the highway tunnels of New Mombasa, Chief arrives at the main bridge into the city. Nice, guys. Corpse, mate. Nailing the squad leader there.
Yeah. Matt, like you, Shane, I played through the first handful of levels to death as well. It is in my head forever.
This specific mission just makes me think of the blind skull that you can get by doing a crouch jump near where you start the mission. You can crouch jump onto a little light beam, and then you can do the entire Outskirts mission on the rooftops, and you can get the skull. Did anyone else do that? Because I spend so much time doing this one mission for that exact reason.
I did not do that. That sounds awesome.
No? Has nobody done that before? You can literally
Halo speedruns.
Done what?
Yeah, I mean, you know how there's all those jackal snipers in this mission? You can literally like be on the rooftops where they are. You just do the entire mission from the rooftops. It's amazing.
I've done it. Yeah, it's actually a skull to get there for that. But by the way,
exactly,
those snipers were the things of nightmares, and I'm sure you all remember that, especially on Legendary.
Yes. 100%. Shane, sorry, I quickly need to take my dog out. He needs to go pee, so I'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
No worries. We'll keep reminiscing. All good. what I realize about these missions is how short they are when there's no gameplay.
Yep. But there's like 12 or 13 missions in Halo 2, so I'm kind of glad. I don't know how many hours we're going to be here for, especially if we had to do the gameplay as well.
We're almost halfway, honestly, because like there's one mission later on, Uprising. It's like 3 lines. That's crazy. Anyway,
we've got some dense scenes coming up too with cutscenes.
Some big cutscenes in the second half.
Any other memories from Outskirts specifically? This is obviously the first time you verse hunters in Halo 2 as well. They come bursting through the doors.
PTSD from Jackal snipers.
Yeah,
just walking around the corner and I'm like, and I'm dead.
Yeah,
bang.
Just like playing this is like the first time you set foot on Earth, and like I remember going back through high school. I remember like mentally going back through high school memories and just talking to my friends like, oh my god, like how cool would it be if you like walk into a museum and pick up like an AK-47 or something like that? Just like, oh, it'd be so cool. And just like theories of like, because you know that it was going into Earth, and just doing the whole high school thing of just like, what could it be? And just coming up with crazy theories that would just, Halo 2 I was so excited. And then I found out that there was a midnight launch. So my brother drove me out to an EB Games to pick up my copy of Halo 2, like special edition with the steel case. And then I got home around about 1 a.m. and my mum was like, you're not playing that. Go to sleep. You've got school in the morning. And so I didn't get to play it, and so that was great.
I feel that Halo 2 came out for me during my Year 12 exam block, and my parents said, "We've bought you Halo 2, but you can't play it until your exams are done."
Oh,
the next day at school, we're like waiting for one of our exams, and all my mates are like, "Oh, how cool is it to get to play as an elite?" I was like, "No, spoiler alert!" It was ruined, but it was still cool.
Yeah. That's so cool. Like everyone's got so many like school stories, because I remember Halo 2 came out the day that I went on school camp. Just the worst possible time. So mum drove me to EB Games in the morning. I remember I picked up the steel case because obviously needed the limited edition. And then I sat in the school car park that morning just like reading through the manual just to absorb it before I go on school camp. And I remember thinking like it had all like the Covenant language and like prophets. I'm like, what on earth is all this? I don't know what I'm talking about. You know, the Ungoy and all that. And then I remember I came back from school camp. Aaron, my brother, had played like I think 4 levels or so, and I deleted the save file. I'm like, no, we're starting again.
Brutal.
This is the way.
Oh boy. Cypher, you still there, my friend? We have lost your cam. Oh,
sorry, I'm here.
You're good. Oh, good. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just rehearsing some stuff in the background. I didn't want to look like a complete goober on the camera right in front of me.
No, good. Tammy, thank you for the $30. Very generous of you. Don't forget, guys, we are fundraising for Game on Cancer right now. The pinned comment in Twitch chat there will take you to the Tiltify page. If you are able to, if you're enjoying the stream today, please consider donating. It all goes to an amazing cause. And yes, fuck cancer. Just like my shirt. Actually, a little side note. Can anyone guess all of the fonts?
Pac-Man, Sega.
I see the Sega E.
That's sick.
I'm saying Donkey Kong in the K, Diablo in the A.
Is that a
N?
GTA?
Yeah.
GTA. Yeah.
GTA R, yep.
Is that Donkey Kong with the K, right? Yeah.
Final Fantasy F.
Final Fantasy F?
Sega E.
Like Comic Sans.
Can't see the first C down at cancel, though.
Oh.
Is that Conquer?
That's Animal Crossing C.
What about the U?
And then that's an Uncharted U right there.
What about the N? That would.
And the N's
looks
a
like
Pokemon
X-Men.
N.
Pokemon.
Diablo A.
Yeah. I was gonna guess.
Or Diablo A.
Yeah, I said Diablo A.
Yeah.
I thought the N was going to be Capcom, but I'm like, no, there's no any of that, but it's similar colors.
I thought it was Psychonauts for a second.
Anyway, Lonely Kids Club. If you want to buy that shirt, proceeds go to Game on Cancer as well. We have some other designs up there. Yes,
and they're comfy. They're really nice.
They are very nice. Yes. Yes, please consider donating.
The link is in the description there if you want to go to the Lonely Kids Club.
Oh, thank you, Jace.
My donation got my donation got bounced back because I said "fuck cancer" in the comment, and I guess you're not allowed to say swear in your comments.
I think just in the Tiltify, yeah. Anyway, thanks everyone for being here. We're going to move on now. Metropolis. Now, so in the script here, this is specifically for Nick. I put all 3 options for Sergeant Johnson's line. I've highlighted the one. Thank you so much, Dev Marner, for the $40. Very kind of you, sir. I've not so subtly highlighted the one that I would like. That's my favorite. But Nick, you can pick whichever one you want. Okay. And well, maybe at the end we can come back and you can do all 3.
Yeah, I'm happy to do all 3, but I will say that that is also my favorite.
Nice. Okay, good. All right, we'll move ahead with that one. Alrighty, cool. Awesome. Here we go. Metropolis. We have. Is everyone ready? We got Miss Cannon as Marine 1 and Keys. We have Corbs as Marine 2, Nick Tacular as Johnson, Buzz as Lord Hood again, Ash as Cortana, Jeremy as Corporal Perez, Jason as Sergeant Banks, Cypher as Marine 3, Kerry as Tactical, and Dev Marta as Nav. We all good?
Ready.
Let's do it. Here we go.
My body is ready.
The Master Chief walks up to a barricade at the foot of the bridge. 2 Marines are hiding behind it, watching the Scarab head unopposed across the bridge.
It blew right through us. 50 cal. Rockets didn't do a thing.
A Pelican hovers down and drops off a Scorpion tank and Sergeant Johnson.
Where's the rest of your platoon?
Wasted, Sarge.
And we will be too, sir, if we don't get the hell out of here.
You hit Marine?
No, sir.
Then listen up. When I joined the corps, we didn't have any fancy schmancy tanks. We had sticks, 2 sticks, and a rock for the whole platoon. And we had to share the rock. Buckle up, boy. You're one very lucky Marine.
What about that Scarab?
We've all run the simulations. They're tough, but they ain't invincible. Stay with the Master Chief. He'll know what to do.
Sir, yes, sir.
Thanks for the tank. He never gets me anything.
Oh, I know what the ladies like.
Oh, man. Master Chief and Cortana fight their way across the bridge and into the city center of New Mombasa. They come across a company of Marines holed up in a building being bombed by wraiths. After dispatching the armor, Chief regroups with the company.
Sir, Corporal Perez, accompany CP is this way. The lieutenant got hit as soon as you dropped in.
Who's in charge now, Corporal?
Sergeant Banks, ma'am. He's up top. Come on, I'll show you.
Chief navigates his way up to the rooftop of the building to find the rest of the company. Sergeant Banks notices the Chief arrive.
When I asked for reinforcements, I didn't think they'd send a Spartan.
In the city streets below, the Scarab rounds a corner and easily destroys a Scorpion tank with minimal effort. A Marine exclaims at the machine's might.
You see this look? It's terror.
Marine, did I give you permission to bitch?
The Scarab marches through the city streetscape below and climbs over the building and the UNSC forces within it.
That thing is really starting to piss me off! Marines! Time to kill us a Scarab!
Chief finds his way up to a higher position, allowing him to dispatch Covenant forces atop the moving Scarab. He boards the colossal machine, eliminates the Covenant, piloting the monstrosity, and disables it. He walks down the ramp of the now defunct Scarab, regrets Covenant carrier, disengages its grav lift, and begins to retreat from the city. Johnson's Pelican appears above the Chief.
That's right, you mothers. Run!
Not if we can help it, Sergeant. Extract the Chief and return to Amberclad.
Roger that.
Lord Hood appears over the comms.
Status.
Sir, the Prophet is bugging out. Request permission to engage.
Negative, Commander. I'll vector the heavies for the intercept.
As Hood says that, Regret's ship veers away from New Mombasa as it begins to make a jump into slip space.
Ma'am, slip space rupture off the target's bow. It's gonna jump inside the city.
There's no time, sir.
Green light. Green light to engage.
The Inamaclad accelerates, hurtling towards the Covenant carrier to catch the slip space field.
Punch it. Get us close.
Man, without a destination solution.
We're not losing that ship.
Inamaclad roars after the carrier. It manages to slide inside its slip space field just as it jumps out. The backwash of energy expands in a huge ball that vaporizes the city. as both ships jump through slip space to an unknown location. Nice.
Oh my
and the
god.
music is timed really well as well. It's just
You're unreal, Nick.
So good. Oh, I know what the ladies like.
It's my favorite line.
It was the
It's my
manual
favorite
cocking
line.
of the gun. I liked it. You see the
So good, man.
Oh,
the gun
Robert
cocking,
Alicia
it,
donated
like, it makes
$85
for the whole
Kill Cancer.
thing.
This is fantastic. Let's do a table read in person at the Rec Studios. Our treat. Oh yes, let's do
Oh
that.
my goodness.
Oh,
That
yes.
would be amazing.
Oh,
Yes.
I'd fly down for that.
Thanks,
for
mate.
sure.
Oh no, I'm glad. I went the other day when Shane and I were like prepping some stuff, and I told him, I'm like, Shane, I'm so ready, and I've got these glasses and everything. And he's just like, I love it.
Well, I might throw it out to anyone else who would like to do the normal version. Anyone?
What's different? Sorry, I missed that. What do you mean normal version? What's
So depending on the difficulty.
Oh, normal difficulty.
Sergeant Johnson says
It's a
different
different
things
thing.
for that particular section. So
yeah.
Nick said the heroic version, which is my favorite. Jason, you want to do normal?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here we go. Okay, I'll say how about we go from actually you just go. I was gonna say we'll tee it up for you, but you can just start.
All right. Then listen up. The chief is gonna jump in this tank, roll across the bridge, and blow up any inhuman son of a bitch dumb enough to get in between him and the prophet of regret. Pull yourself together, cause you're gone with him.
Love it.
Very
Nice.
good.
Anyone want to do the legendary version?
I would love to.
Go, Terry.
Usually, the good Lord works in mysterious ways, but not today. This here is 60 tons of straight up HE spewing divine intervention. If God is love, then you can call me Cupid.
So good.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
Oh, amazing. Also, we crossed $500, which is absolutely
Oh,
amazing.
yeah, go.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so much, everybody.
Very nice.
Amazing.
That's
Thanks
rock.
so much, guys. Let's keep pushing. I'll you know what? Maybe I can just up
Push.
Quick
Up the
question,
goal, yeah.
Shane. So,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
the way you were thinking of having a goal with the Halo 3 table read,
Uh-huh.
and it's a bit short. Would that read happen to fit within the time frame of a PAX panel?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Nick and I discussed this the other day. Like, maybe the next time we do this, it's at PAX. I think we
Prophet
draw a
of Truth
crowd.
will be there.
Much like
I
the
could make
Arbiter.
myself available.
I could be physically there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you just
I could
wanted
be
to
emotionally there.
I'll just bring you guys.
I'm already emotionally there.
I could cosplay if I have enough notice.
Yes.
I can cosplay my Master Chief cosplay that I did at Supernova last year.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
I'm
just
too
Master
tall
I'll
Chief.
cosplay Gravemind. Has anyone got any green slime?
Yep. Cornstarch
forget-
and food coloring.
Don't forget the tentacles. You're gonna need those.
Oh yeah.
Just a bunch of pool noodles.
Spray paint the pool noodles, just like duct tape it to his back.
Absolutely scuffed, but scuffed is where it's at.
Amazing. All right, guys, I've upped the goal to 750. If you are enjoying the stream, please consider donating. Your support would mean the world to myself and everyone else that Cure Cancer as well, and the researchers that we fund. Amazing. Just quickly, memories of Metropolis. I mean, surely I wasn't the only one who tried to shoot banshees from the furthest.
Oh yeah,
distance possible.
absolutely sniping the banshees with the tank. That for me is where it's at. And going scorched earth, nothing left behind. Like, don't blow past anything. Absolutely everything is destroyed. Love that mission.
Did anyone else like try really hard to board one of the banshees? And then
yes.
you can get a banshee and you can actually fly it through the tunnel. You have to smash the wings off of it so it hits through certain doorways, and you can use it for the whole fucking mission.
Yeah,
It's
tell me
so
you played
hard.
Halo without telling me you played Halo. Yeah, you tried to fit a warthog or any other type of vehicle into every door possible.
It's like, if there is a vehicle, I'm taking it with me for as long as humanly and inhumanly possible.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about this mission is that the entire final sequence causes the entirety of like Halo 3 ODST, because when the ship like fucks off is the beginning of that game. Maybe some would say the best Halo. I don't know. Maybe I'm
underrated. One of
Ooh.
I mean, aside from the trilogy,
Definitely-
I think it probably takes the cake.
Yeah.
Definitely
I
one of
think
my favorite
also
Halos.
there's the firefight.
Yeah, firefight.
Yeah, ODST firefights the best one in my opinion as well.
I think Infinite's getting Firefight soon.
I have a quick question for everyone.
Or just quickly, Kay Asante has donated $40. Salute to my boy Cypher Number for showing out and the whole panel of amazing talent for such an expert recreation. Pardon me. Thank you so much, Kay Asante.
Thank you. Shout out Kay Asante.
Cheers, buddy.
Thanks for being here, brother.
You do go on.
Thank you. Who did all 7 Vidmasters?
I did.
No,
I don't think so.
Oh.
No.
1 or 2.
What? Oh, you didn't get recon armor for doing all the 7 Vidmasters?
No.
Oh,
I did, and it hurt.
Yeah,
it really hurt.
Dev sounded like he was pretty far into this. I reckon he might have. He just stepped away, but I wouldn't be surprised if he said yes.
Is a monumental task. There are some of them like require like 4 people because like you have to have 4 player co-op.
Yeah.
Me and my neighbor did all 7 Vidmasters, just the 2 of us.
Whoa. Oh my god.
Like we were like in the like the last mission of Halo 3 where you have to get all of you on ghosts.
Yeah.
We literally had rubber bands on our 360 controllers, 2 each, and we would like guide them through the level together. And we did the whole all 7 Vidmasters, just the 2 of us. It was so painful, but it was so worth it.
Wow,
that's amazing and terrible all at the same time.
Oh boy. I'm remembering as well from Metropolis, just that poor jackal sniper that you just whack in the back every time. Just has no hope as you walk out into that expanse. Poor thing.
That's revenge for Outskirts. That's just revenge.
This is true. This is true.
Payback's a bitch.
Anyway, everyone ready to go? We'll move on now to chapter 6, the Arbiter. We have Will as Brute 1, Jeremy as Brute 2, Terry as the Arbiter, of course, Kerry as Mercy, Corbs as Truth, Umbra as Tartarus, Dev Mata as a Heretic leader in his first major role. Here we go. Pardon me, Cypher as the commander, the elite commander Halfjaw, Buzz as the pilot, and Jason as an elite. Are we ready, everyone?
My body is ready.
Here we go. Blurry view at a floor and the lower legs of the disgraced elite commander as seen through the eyes of said elite. He looks up to see Tartarus striding down the corridor in front of him. There are 2 other brutes half carrying, half dragging him along.
How much further must we have this baggage? Any cell will do.
Why not toss him in with this lot? They could use the meat.
Them? What about us? My belly aches and his flesh is seared just the way I like it.
Quiet! You 2 whimper like grunts fresh off the teat. He's not meant for the jails. The hierarchs have something special in mind.
They step onto a grav lift and descend into a large open area. A bridge connects to a structure in the middle. Lining the bridge are elite honor guards armed with spears and dressed in red and gold armor. The group enters the structure to find the prophets of truth and mercy in the center. On the inside walls, metallic grids, like doors, march up the walls at regular intervals. Tartarus and the brutes approach the 2 prophets and drop to one knee.
Noble prophets of truth and mercy, I have brought the incompetent.
You may leave, Tartarus.
But I thought...
And take your brutes with you.
Release the prisoner.
They drop the elite and walk out sullenly.
The council decided to have you hung by your entrails and your corpse paraded through the city. But ultimately, the terms of your execution are up to me.
I am already dead.
Indeed. Do you know where we are?
The mausoleum of the Arbiter.
Quite so. Here rests the vanguard of the great journey. Every Arbiter from first to last. Each one created and consumed in times of extraordinary crisis.
The taming of the Hunters. The Grunt Rebellion. Were it not for the Arbiters, the Covenant would have broken long ago.
Even on my knees, I do not belong in their presence.
Halo's destruction was your error, and you rightly bear the blame. But the Council was overzealous. We know you are no heretic. This is the true face of heresy, one who would subvert our faith and incite rebellion against the High Council.
Our prophets are false. Open your eyes, my brothers. They would use the faith of our forefathers to bring ruin to us all. The great journey is up.
The hologram is cut by Truth mid-sentence.
This heretic, and those who follow him, must be silenced.
Their slander offends all who walk the path.
What use am I? I can no longer command ships, lead troops into battle.
Not as you are, no, but become the Arbiter, and you shall be set loose against this heresy with our blessing.
An oversized pod floats down and hovers a few feet above the floor. The door swings out and down like a ramp to reveal a set of intricate metallic armor arranged inside. It has an old feel to it. The elite gives it a long look.
What of the council?
The tasks you must undertake as the Arbiter are perilous, suicidal. You will die, as each Arbiter has before you. The Council will have their corpse.
The elite struggles to his feet and approaches the armor and stares reverently at it for a few seconds more. Finally, he reaches in, takes the helmet, and places it on his head.
What would you have your Arbiter do?
Cut to external shot of 3 Phantom dropships on their way to confront the Heretic leader and his forces. Inside the lead ship, an elite commander paces between the lines of troops. The Arbiter is on board as well.
When we joined the Covenant, we took an oath.
According to our
nation,
all
without
exception.
On the blood of our fathers, on the blood of our sons, we swore to uphold the Covenant.
Even to our dying breath.
Those who would break this oath are heretics, worthy of neither pity nor mercy. Even now, they use our Lord's creations to broadcast this lie.
We shall dust
and continue our march to glorious salvation.
The Phantom ships descend towards the gas giant planet. Inside the Phantom, the commander addresses the Arbiter.
This armor suits you, but it cannot hide that mark.
Nothing ever will.
You are the Arbiter, the will of the prophets, but these are my elites. Their lives matter to me, yours does not.
That makes 2 of us.
The Phantoms descend towards a large mining facility above the surface. A huge storm is swirling nearby.
Leader, there is no doubt. The storm will strike the facility.
We'll be long gone before it arrives.
The Phantoms fly closer to the facility as they approach the LZ.
Warriors, prepare for combat.
The Phantoms drop off the Arbiter and the commander's forces as they find a way into the mining facility.
We are the arm of the prophets, Arbiter. And you are the blade. Be silent and swift, and we shall quell this heresy without incident.
As the Arbiter approaches the door into the facility, the storm continues brewing in the distance.
The storm has masked our approach, and it should have their local battle net in disarray. We have the element of surprise, for now.
The door opens and the squad enters.
Engage active camouflage. Reveal yourselves only after the Arbiters join battle with the enemy.
You may wish to do the same, Arbiter, but take heed. Your armor system is not as new as ours. Your camouflage will not last forever.
The Arbiter leads the squad into the facility, stealthily taking out the Heretic's forces in search of the leader himself. As the squad fights deeper into the facility, they're met with more Heretic forces.
Arbiter, clear the hangar, open its doors, so I may drop the second lance.
The Arbiter clears the room and opens the hangar door.
Hold position. I'm making my approach.
The Phantom drops off more reinforcements who join the squad as they continue to fight through the facility in search of the Heretic leader. After some time, the Arbiter finds him, albeit behind a glass window, as he retreats to another arm of the facility.
Deal with him, my brothers. I will defend the Oracle.
The Arbiter pursues the leader, dispatching the remaining forces defending him.
The Heretics are mobilizing their air forces, Arbiter. Get after their leader, but watch your back. I'm sending one of my Phantoms to support you.
The Arbiter climbs into a Banshee and pursues the Heretic leader across the facility as the Phantom hovers nearby. Soon after, he finds the location of the Heretic leader's Banshee.
We tracked the Heretic leader to this part of the station. Clear that landing zone and get inside.
The Arbiter eliminates the turrets and grunts with fuel rod cannons protecting the LZ, and then makes his way inside in pursuit of the Heretic leader. Man, those grunts with the bloody fuel rod cannons.
Yeah.
Most terrifying thing ever.
Absolutely amazing voices, guys. Like, holy crap. Absolutely nailing it.
And I'm so sorry I jumped the gun on.
No, you're good.
One overexcited grunt.
I was very impressed by our prophet of truth. Very well done.
Yes,
Thank you.
Actually, you and the heretic leader, you guys were really good. And
chat,
you
how
did
was the
great as
chaos
Commander
that
Amp
was
job,
all of
too.
us reciting the oath?
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, like, that would be 100 times easier in person, but because, like, I think everyone's got like half a second or a second of delay. So when you say it, it's like, yeah, it's gonna come through like half a second.
Yeah.
It was so cooked.
That's part of the charm.
Yeah.
We're here for the jank.
We embrace the jank.
Alrighty, let's move on now
roll
to chapter 7, the Oracle. We have Terry as the Arbiter, Cypher as Commander, Devmart as the Heretic Leader, Buzz as the Pilot again, Jeremy as the Grunt. Hello.
Oh yeah.
Umber as Tartarus, and making his major appearance, Jason as Guilty Spark. Are you ready?
Ready.
Also, we had more donations come through, I believe, as well. Let me double check that.
Yeah, hit that.
It was me.
Oh, thank you, Ash. Thank you so much. We are at, what is that, $600? Is that
$600 dues.
Awesome, guys. If you are enjoying yourselves, please consider donating to Game on Cancer. We're going to keep going. We're about halfway through the game right now.
Game on.
Awesome. All right. Chapter 7 Oracle. Here we go.
Chapter 8?
Chapter
7.
No, 7.
Oh wait, soundtrack 8. Yeah.
Soundtrack 8. Yeah. That's confusing.
Yep.
Here we go. The Arbiter, Commander, and squad head into the facility. The Commander stops and sniffs the air.
What is it?
That stench. I've smelled it before.
The group enters the room and fans out. The sound of fighting comes from another room. As the squad makes their way through the facility, the bodies of heretic forces can be seen laid about, defeated by an unknown enemy. After a few seconds, the heretic leader appears in midair wearing a jetpack.
See? Heretic!
Several squad members fire on the figure only to have their shots go through and ricochet off the walls.
Hold your fire. Hold your fire.
I wondered who the prophets would send to silence me. An arbiter. I'm flattered.
He's using a holodrome. He must be close. Come so we may kill you.
Get in line.
The holodrone drops to the floor. After a moment, the flood appear and the squad does its best to fight them off. As they make their way through the facility, heretic forces can be seen fighting the flood as well.
Heretic fools, what have they done? Go, Arbiter. I'll follow you when reinforcements have arrived.
Arbiter and the commander's squad continue to fight off the flood.
Leader, the storm is about to hit. We cannot maintain our position.
Bring the phantoms close to the mine. We're not leaving until the leader of the heretics is dead.
The Arbiter dispatches more heretic forces as he nears on the heretic leader's location.
Arbiter, the flood have spread through this station. We don't have enough troops to manage such a large infestation. Follow the leader of the heretics. Kill him now.
The Arbiter chases the heretic leader into a room with a ramp spiraling up into the darkness. The heretic is making for a door at the far side of the room. He enters as a shield activates, stopping the Arbiter from being able to reach him.
This will save me from the storm, but you will be consumed.
The door closes completely as the Arbiter slams the protective shield around it.
Arbiter, where is he?
The commander notices the shielded door protecting the heretic leader.
Stinking flood bait boxed himself in tight. We'll never break through this.
Then we shall force him out.
How?
Arbiter notices a hologram showing the mining facility suspended above the gas giant planet via a large cable.
The cable. I'm going to cut it. Get everyone back to the ships.
The Arbiter makes his way up to the top of the mining facility.
Warriors, get everyone back to the landing zone. The Arbiter will continue upward, cut this station loose, and scare the heretic from his hole.
As the Arbiter reaches the cable, the storm worsens.
All my phantoms are in the air, Arbiter. Go ahead, cut the cable.
The Arbiter cuts the first cable.
That's one. By the prophets, look at that station list.
The station begins to tilt as the Arbiter cuts the second cable.
One final cable, Arbiter.
After cutting the third, the station groans for a few seconds, then snaps from its central tether, dropping out from under the Arbiter's feet.
That did it. The station is in free fall. The heretic leader is on the move. Don't let him escape. We'll stay with you as long as we can.
The Arbiter runs out onto a platform where a Banshee is parked. Another Banshee is already airborne. The Arbiter ducks back behind the door as it fires on his position. He fires back before jumping into the Banshee and pursuing.
What lunacy! He'll never escape this maelstrom in a Banshee. Wait, the hangar! There was a Seraph fighter inside. Arbiter, you know what to do.
The Arbiter pursues the Heretic leader to the hangar, getting the jump on him before he can board the Seraph fighter.
Turn, Heretic.
Arbiter, I would rather die by your hand than let the prophets lead me to slaughter.
Who has taught you these lies?
On cue, a metallic object floats in, humming annoyingly.
The Oracle?
Hello, I am 343 Guilty Spark. I am monitor of installation 04.
Ask the Oracle about Halo. How they would sacrifice us all for nothing.
More questions? Splendid. I would be happy to assist you.
The Heretic leader takes advantage of the distraction to fire at the Arbiter with his dual-wielded plasma rifles. He then uses his jetpack to get some air and activates a couple of holodrones, making perfect replicas of himself.
The elites are blind, Arbiter, but I will make them see.
After intense battle inside the hangar, the Arbiter slays the Heretic leader as 343 Guilty Spark watches on.
Unfortunate. His edification was most enjoyable.
I had no choice, Holy Oracle. This heretic imperiled the great journey.
Oracle? Great journey? Why do you meddlers insist on using such inadequate verbiage?
As Guilty Spark says that, Tartarus arrives. He uses some kind of gravity generator in his hammer to draw the monster to him like a magnet. Guilty Spark squeals.
That is the Oracle.
Tartarus peels Guilty Spark from the end of his hammer and tosses him casually into a waiting phantom.
So it is. Come, we are leaving the system.
Amazing work, Jace. Guilty Spark.
Thank you.
That grunt?
Yeah.
Perfect. Absolutely fantastic.
My voice rebroke just in time for that impression as I did it.
That was brilliant.
Too good.
So good.
You delivered the Oracle.
$50 as well. Thank you so much for the
Nice.
Thank you.
Woo. I like the Oracle.
Nice.
Oracle, great journey. Why do you meddlers? You did that just right.
Yeah, that was perfect.
I had to think about that. I was like, okay, this is how I'm going to attack it.
Amazing.
I didn't realize that I completely blanked in Chapter 7 and did Hood for Pilot. Oh, sorry. That was delayed on my end. I didn't realize that I completely blanked on Pilot and did Hood for the voice in Chapter 7. I was like, this isn't right.
I was like, this Pilot is like hella manly.
Amazing.
All
right, cool.
I think I'm going to quickly break
any reflections
to the
on
bathroom. I'll be right back.
these last two missions, like the Oracle and the Arbiter. Albeit I always preferred playing Chief, so every now and then I'd finish the Metropolis and then just jump to Delta Halo.
Oh wow.
Heresy.
That is heresy.
Probably.
One of the first missions I played at some random friend's house, because I jumped on the Halo 2. Halo 2 was the first Halo I played, but I played it in 2006, I'm gonna say, so I was a few years late. But the first time I ever played it, I was at a friend's house, and it was the very start of the Arbiter mission where you first get active camo, and my mind was blown. I was like, how do they do this? How in a video game do they make you invisible? I can see through myself. I can sneak past people and they won't react. It blew my mind. I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Amazing.
Love that. That was cool. And also just the fact that you could have an energy sword that didn't run out of energy. You could just use it for just the entire mission. It's just oh yes, this is what we wanted.
Because in Halo CE, you see the energy swords all the time and you kill the elites with it and you go up to their bodies trying to pick it up and you can't.
Yeah.
And so that's finally where you first get the energy sword.
I think is it in C when you kill one that has a sword, it drops and shatters.
Yeah,
yeah, kind of.
Yeah. I vaguely remember that.
That's it. Awesome, guys. We're at $650 raised. Thank you to everyone who donated. Don't forget, when you donate, you go in the running for one of 3 Xbox Game Pass codes for 3 months, kindly donated by the folks at the Xbox ANZ team. And top donation will get 12 months of Game Pass, kindly donated by Miss Cannon. Thank you, Miss Cannon.
Oh,
yeah. Awesome. Now, on to Delta Halo, which I think we can all agree, one of the coolest cutscenes in history of cutscenes. Here we go. We have Miss Cannon as Keys, Dev Marta as Nav, Kerry as Tactical, Will as Chief, Nick Tackler as Johnson, Ash as Cortana, and Jason as ODST. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I think so.
After jumping through slip space from New Mombasa, Regrets Covenant carrier, a dozen ruined buildings, and in amber clad exit the slip space stream. The ship lurches hard as it decelerates.
Ugh. Report.
Both engine cores are spun to 0. We're drifting.
Arthropods are cold. I'll need to rekey the system.
Do it and find out where we are.
Down below, Sergeant Johnson is emerging from a pod.
Sorry for the quick jump, Sergeant. You in one piece?
I'm good, Chief.
We're fine.
Ma'am, there's an object. Coming into view now.
Outside the ship is a blue-green planet, and in orbit is a large ring. There is a moment of dead silence.
Cortana, what exactly am I looking at?
That is another Halo.
Say what?
So this is what my father found. I thought Halo was some sort of super weapon.
It is. If activated, this ring will cause a destruction on a galactic scale.
I want all the information you've got first. Halo schematics, topography, whatever. I don't care if I have the clearance or not.
Yes, ma'am.
Where's our target?
The enemy ship has stopped above the ring, ma'am. We're going to pass right over it.
Perfect. Given what we know about the ring, it's even more important that we capture the Prophet of Regret. Find out why he came to Earth, why he came here. Chief, take first platoon, drop hard. Secure the landing zone. Sergeant, load up 2 flights of Pelicans and follow them in.
Aye, aye, ma'am.
Until I can move our flight, I'm going to keep low profile. Once you leave the ship, you're on your own.
Understood.
Over the target in 5.
In amber clad moves into position above the inner surface of the Halo ring.
Hang on to your helmet.
A handful of ODST pods drop from the ship. They plummet towards Halo's surface at breakneck speeds, tearing through the ring's atmosphere as flames engulf their exterior. Parachutes deploy for a few seconds to slow their descent through the atmosphere, then snap loose.
Mind the bump.
Brownside is a terraced cliff face with lush green jungle vegetation growing down to it. There's a Forerunner ruin built into the hillside above the cliff face, and around it is a Covenant encampment. A jackal looks up, spots the pods dropping like flaming meteors, and shrieks an alarm. The grunt huffs over to a turret gun, slips, stumbles, grabs onto the seat, starts to step up, slips again, finally makes it up, and starts firing steadily. Unsurprisingly, he fails to hit anything. The pods hit the cliffside hard. ODSTs kick their way out. The Master Chief is right behind them.
Could we possibly make any more noise?
The Chief reaches back into his pod and whips out a Spanker rocket launcher.
I guess so.
Sir, we need to take out those cannons.
The Chief and ODSTs fight their way through the Covenant encampment and clear the enemy enforcers from the old Forerunner structure.
Artillery disabled, Sergeant. Landing zone secure. For the moment.
I hear ya. Starting our approach. Hang tight.
Easier said than done. Inbound Phantoms, Chief.
Waves of Covenant forces attempt to retake the structure, but to no avail. Chief uses a Spanker rocket launcher to disable the Phantom's turrets, and the UNSC forces mop up the inventory, keeping the LZ secure. As Johnson brings the Pelican in to drop off a Warthog, he chimes in over the comms.
I got a good view coming in. There's a big building in the middle of this island lake.
I saw it too. It looks like a temple. If I were a megalomaniac, and I'm not, that's where I'd be.
Dear Sarge, kicking ass in outer space. Wish you were here.
I heard that, jackass.
Chief jumps in the Warthog with the Marines on the ground and makes his way through the valley towards the temple, dispatching Covenant forces along the way. After several battles, they emerge from a jungle passage at the base of the structure connected to the temple.
Good. Still no word about In Amber Clad on the Covenant BattleNet. It's odd. The Covenant knows we made landfall, but they don't seem to consider us a very serious threat. Boy, are they in for a big surprise. This tower cluster should connect to the structure further out in the lake. Let's get inside.
The chief shoots down some drones guarding the entrance and make his way inside. Nice, guys. Well done.
Great.
Hang on, there was one bit that stood out to me. Oh, that's right. Sorry, in my notes, I put this in here as the narrator because I did, and I assume everyone else did, and that is using the Spanker rocket launcher to lock on to the Phantom turrets and take them out immediately.
Of course.
Yeah.
And then in Halo 3, they made it so you can only lock onto airborne vehicles. But in Halo 2, the rocket launcher was just so OP. You could lock onto anything.
Yep.
It was wild.
Nice
good.
spitting as well, Nictacular, I must say.
I love the commitment.
Thank you very much. I mean, look, I didn't have a cigar to really like channel the moment, but you know.
I think for next time, mate, when we do Halo 3, I think you need to get a couple cigars.
I think so. Or the in-person pack /rect one that we do. Yeah. Amazing. Alrighty.
750.
Oh, what's that?
You hit it.
Damn.
Well done.
Dude, I missed something. Here we go.
You guys.
Ash's mum has
Ash's
donated
mum.
$100.
Yes.
We're at
Ash's
our
mum.
target. Amazing.
Love you, Ash's mum.
Thank you so much. That means the world. Awesome, guys. Well, should we keep trucking?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I just, like I said earlier, these missions so short. There's no gameplay.
Yeah.
But like this is one of my favorite levels.
Yeah.
Right? Warthog, Scorpion, a lot of vehicle combat, Forerunner ruins. You're back on Halo. Oh,
The bloody drones.
Yeah, it's such a pain.
and more Jackal snipers
They
as well
really
in this
suck.
level.
Yeah. We were talking about getting vehicles in places. This mission is like just all I think about when I think back to Delta Halo is trying to get this, like, hold on to the Scorpion for as long as possible. And you get to the point where it's like a Tetris of like there's like the up and the down, and there's like this castle kind of thing you're invading. And I didn't want to give up the Scorpion. I just spent like half an hour trying to get it through the barriers.
Straight up, no, it's like you have this big ass tank. Like you take it with you like a puppy. Like you're coming with me.
It was particularly painful on Legendary because, like, even just a few shots from a ghost would just tear through its health.
There's so
you're,
many.
like, just lurching around corners, like trying to shoot ghosts as they fly around the corner as well.
Yeah. Ferox in chat pointed out the Aussie and New Zealand soldiers in this mission. ODSTs in all Halos, just like there's something about they just love making ODSTs Aussie.
Yeah. There's actually more behind that.
Really?
That soldier's name is Chips Dubbo.
Okay.
Fan created, James?
That's fantastic.
Is he from Dubbo?
I actually don't know. But he is on the Wikipedia or the Halopedia. So it's like his whole service record.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'll put it
That's amazing.
if anyone is interested.
I'll make him a Spartan.
Oh, someone just redeemed hydrate. Everyone hydrate. Thank you.
Oh, yep.
All right. Can they redeem go and dehydrate as well?
Yeah, BRB.
So I have drunk this entire thing of water while we've been sitting here. So yeah.
Awesome. All right, we're making good progress, guys. We're up to Regret, which is mission 9. I think it's only about 15, so we're getting there. We are getting there. Awesome. Here we go. So for Regret, we have Miss Cannon as Keys, Will as Chief, Nictacular as Johnson, Ash as Cortana, Jeremy as Regret, Corbs as the pilot, and Dev Marta as Gravemind for the first time. Oh, Dev's gone. He's not there.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Okay.
He's relieving himself.
Oh, good. Yeah. We'll give him a moment. Thank you, everyone. We've hit our goal, $750. That's amazing. I won't up it again, but obviously it'd be amazing if we could overachieve on that target. It's all going to a great cause. If you want to learn more about Cure Cancer, our Game on Cancer initiative, and the researchers that we support, head on over to curecancer.com.au. Follow us on socials as well, GameOn_cancer to follow along also. And if you have caught some of this stream, but you missed most of it, then it will be available on my YouTube channel at some point. I will post on the socials about when that is available.
Or if you just want to relive Nick's Sergeant Johnson moment.
Hell yeah.
I'll time mark that one. Yeah.
We'll gift that. Yeah. We'll put that in the Discord.
Our link to donate
Risk
Risk
It
is
pinned properly too.
Into the top of the chat. Amazing. All right, we're just waiting for Buzz to come back. Is that right, Ash? No worries. Oh boy. Alrighty. So Regret is up next.
I don't think Buzz is in this one, so.
Oh, okay. No worries. We can get going then.
Controversial opinion. I love this mission and I love the gondolas.
Definitely. All right. Let's get cracking. Okay. I mentioned who is in this mission, so we'll get going. Chief fights his way into the structure, eliminating several honor guards in the process. Inside, another hologram of Regret floats in the center of the room, chanting.
Wait, go back. That's what I thought he said. The Prophet of Regret is planning to activate Halo.
Are you sure?
Cortana snaps her finger at the holo, activating a translation algorithm.
I shall light this holy ring release in its cleansing flame and burn a path into divine beyond.
Pretty much.
Commander, we've got a problem.
So I hear. But from what I understand, the Prophet will need an object, the index, to activate the ring. I've located the library similar to the one you found on the first Halo. If the rings work the same way, the index should be inside.
I'll bet the Covenant are thinking the exact same thing.
Then we better beat him to it, Sergeant. Extract your men and meet me at the library.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll secure the index, Chief. You take out the Prophet. He's given us all the intel we need.
Chief fights his way out of the structure and into the open where he can see the main temple structure in the middle of the lake.
Cortana, the Covenant's getting nosy. I don't want to give away any position, so I'm rerouting a few stragglers back to you. I apologize. These Pelicans are all the support you're going to get.
Understood, ma'am.
As the Pelican drops off some weaponry for the Chief, Cortana notices something on the lake.
A gondola is launching from the far tower. Big surprise, it's full of Covenant reinforcements.
As the gondola arrives, Chief eliminates all Covenant and jumps on board, reversing it to take him towards the structure it came from. As the Chief arrives at the far structure, he fights his way inside and downwards towards the lake's surface, eliminating Covenant forces as he goes. He searches for the best path to get to Regret in the middle of the lake. Shortly, Cortana finds a solution.
Now I see. There's a submerged section that connects these towers to the outlying structures. Looks like we're going down, unless you prefer to swim.
Chief finds the elevator that connects the structures and jumps in.
I've intercepted a secure transmission from Regret's carrier to something called High Charity. It seems to be a formal apology to the prophets of truth and mercy. Apparently, Regret jumped the gun when he attacked Earth. He's asking the other prophets to forgive his premature arrival, arguing that no human presence was foretold. That explains why there were so few ships in his fleet. But it's odd a prophet would have such bad intel about his enemy's homeworld.
The Chief continues fighting his way through the structures as Cortana intercepts another message.
Regret's carrier just received a response from High Charity, a very well-encrypted message from the Prophet of Truth. Listen to this. Your haste has jeopardized the fulfillment of our covenant, threatened our grand design, that you should be spared a public display of our contempt is thanks to only mercy and his wise counsel. Truth, mercy, regret, 3 covenant hierarchs. Killing Regret should shake up the covenant leadership, but frankly, it sounds like you might be doing Truth a favor.
As Chief continues his way towards the center structure, he receives one last ammo drop from a Pelican above.
This is my last run, Chief. I'm nearly out of fuel. We've secured the first tower cluster, so I'll sit down there. Call when you're ready for evac.
Chief stocks up on weapons and ammo before jumping on a gondola towards the center structure.
How's it going, you two?
So far, so good. We're approaching the main temple now.
Roger that. I'm as close to the library as I can get. There's some sort of barrier. We'll try to find a way around it. I'll keep you posted.
As the gondola makes its way towards the main temple, Covenant forces attempt to intercept Chief. Chief fights them off as the gondola continues gliding towards its objective. As the gondola arrives and the last Covenant soldier is killed, the Chief looks up to see hundreds of Covenant ships appearing out of slip space.
That's the largest Covenant fleet I've ever seen. The largest anyone's ever seen. Get inside the temple and kill Regret before it can stop us.
Master Chief runs into the temple, eliminates several honor guards, and finds Regret cowering inside. Regret hovers above the main temple, trying his best to avoid Chief as he fires a special fuel rod cannon from his hover chair.
The great journey will not be postponed!
The Chief dodges his shots and jumps onto the chair, punching Regret in the face over and over again. With each hit, Regret barks in pain. With one last punch, the Master Chief assassinates Regret.
Better move. The phantoms are turning around. The fleet is preparing to fire on our position. We need to get out of here.
The chief exits the temple to see a very low-flying Covenant carrier preparing to fire on the temple. He takes off, running toward the lake. The ship fires a giant energy beam that engulfs the whole structure. The chief is hurled into the lake. Unconscious, he sinks deeper into the lake. Then a tentacle snakes up from below, wraps around his waist. An ominous voice is heard.
This is not your grave, but you are welcome in it.
Yes!
Oh
my
God! I've been waiting 2 hours to say that.
Holy crap.
I was like, was this Shockwave? Was that Shockwave? Very good, man. Very good.
God, that was amazing.
Can I just say, in the script, my description is punching noises. I don't know how to describe that. So I just grunted. I don't know.
I mean, as the two of you doing it at the same time sounds way worse.
No,
Oh,
it was
good.
perfect. Just like he's just punching. He's like, he's already dead.
I always thought it's weird that he punches Regret to death. Like, surely he's got a knife or energy sword or shoots him or something.
It's
No,
one of the
it's
most
brutal.
hilarious moments in Halo 2, in the whole trilogy, honestly.
It feels like they just like they hadn't written that bit. Like they hadn't actually like coded that properly. And then they were like, oh shit, we actually need to like have you kill Regret.
Well,
How are we going to do it? And it just ends up super goofy.
I think what happened is
health bar, right?
I think the way they've coded it is he's on a banshee actually. That's why he's like punching it because it's his name.
He's a vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regret's a vehicle. The vehicle of regret.
I hope if we ever get a Halo 2 movie that they just keep that.
Yeah.
That tether.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
those
it looks
5
just
punches.
as janky. Not for the whole thing, maybe, but yeah.
Oh boy.
For
That
a
was
mission
awesome.
called-
Love this mission.
For a mission called Regret, I'm barely in it. I've got like 3 lines, and one of them is like death sounds.
And now you're dead, basically. So.
Yeah.
I've got to say, the music in this
over
level.
Jeremy's face.
Oh, sorry, Nick.
I was just saying, on the overlay, you just put like a big X.
Yeah, I've got to say, the music in Regret is just so good. Particularly when on the gondolas. Just
The underwater section as well.
Yeah.
The choir that comes in the underwater section. I love that. Yeah, I know the speedrunners hate that section because you have to sit and wait for the whole section to go through, but that's like one of my favorite sections.
I think you could pick any part of the Halo 2 soundtrack. Like, just like if you've got like one long video and you just click anywhere on that timeline, you can find something that's chills inducing. Like, it's such a masterful soundtrack. I mean, across the whole trilogy, but 2 especially.
We have an anonymous
I've heard
donation
your-
of $15 with the comment, Dev Marta, do that in my ear next time. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, just you wait for the rest of Gravemind's lines.
Oh,
That's what I was about to say.
yeah.
I
We're
can't
getting
wait to hear
close.
the next part.
Chapter 10, Sacred Icon. Here we go. We have Cypher back as Commander, Corbs as Truth, Terry as Arbiter, Kerry as Mercy, Umbra back as Tartarus, and Buzz as UNSC Marine Radio in a minor role. Alrighty. Are we ready, guys? Here we go. This is another awesome Prophet Arbiter scene.
Ready.
Here we go.
Do we have everyone?
We have yep, everyone's here. Oh,
yep, cool.
We've lost Miss Cannon, but she's not in this one. It's all good. Here
Yeah,
we go.
cool. No worries.
The Arbiter walks towards the sanctum. All around him, brutes are stripping the armor and weapons from elite honor guards. The brutes fight it out with the elites and each other for choice pieces of armor. The Arbiter enters the sanctum. The prophets of Truth and Mercy are holding an audience with the commander from the Heretic mission and 2 of his lieutenants.
This is unprecedented, unacceptable.
A hierarch is dead, Commander.
His murderer was within our grasp. If you had not withdrawn our phantoms...
Are you questioning my decision?
No, Holy One. I was only wanting to express my concern that the brutes...
Recommissioning the guards was a radical step, but recent events have made it abundantly clear that the elites can no longer guarantee our safety.
I shall relay your decision to the council.
The commander and his lieutenants leave, giving the Arbiter a respectful nod on the way out.
Politics. How tiresome. Do you know, Arbiter, the elites have threatened to resign, to quit the High Council, because of this exchange of hats.
We have always been your protectors.
These are trying times for all of us.
Even as the humans' annihilation filled us with satisfaction, the loss of one of the sacred rings racked our hearts with grief.
Putting aside our sorrow, we renewed our faith in the prophecy that other rings would be found, and see how our faith has been rewarded.
Truth turns and gestures to Delta Halo that can be seen out of the large viewing window, floating majestically in space.
Halo, its divine wind will rush through the stars, propelling all who are worthy along the path to salvation.
But how to start this process? For ages we searched for one who might unlock the secrets of the ring, an oracle, and with your help, we found it.
With appropriate humility, we plied the oracle with questions, and it, with clarity and grace, has shown us the key.
A hologram of the index appears in front of the Arbiter.
You will journey to the surface of the ring and retrieve this sacred icon. With it, we shall fulfill our promise.
Salvation for all.
And begin the great journey.
Cut to outer space above the Halo ring, a phantom flies towards Halo's surface.
Once the shield is down, we will head straight to the library. I do not wish to keep the hierarchs waiting.
The human who killed the Prophet of Regret. Who was it?
Who do you think?
The demon is here?
Why? Looking for a little payback?
Retrieving the icon is my only concern.
Of course.
The Phantom drops the Arbiter off on an outcropping outside the library. Behind him rises a huge Forerunner Enforcer. The Phantom fires on it, and it pursues the Phantom.
Lower the shield, Arbiter. I'll pick you up when you finish.
The Arbiter explores the facility further, shooting Forerunner Sentinels as he does.
You're getting close to the shield generators. Many brutes have fallen attempting to take it down. Let's see if you fare better.
As he descends further into the library, he engages another Enforcer, this time taking it down.
You've reached the shield's power source, Arbiter. Overload the locks holding it in place. Release the power source. Now find a way to remove it from its cradle.
As he does, the shield disengages and the floor beneath him begins to move further deeper into the library. Tartarus's Phantom can now fly closer.
Our path to the library is clear. We'll pick you up on the ledge ahead.
As Tartarus says that, another Enforcer fires upon the Phantom as it retreats to safety.
Blasted machines. Make your own way through the wall, Arbiter.
The Arbiter dispatches the Enforcer and other Sentinels flying about. As he makes his way deep into the library, he can hear human voices over a radio.
Proceed with the objective. We'll hide as long as we can. Get her off me! Suppressive fire! Suppressive fire! Negative, ma'am. They're not Covenant.
As the transmission ends, the Flood appears, forcing Arbiter to engage. He fights his way through the library, tearing through the Flood alone, until he finds his way outside and runs into Elite Commander Ritas Vajumi.
Arbiter, what are you doing here? We must hold this camp until reinforcements arrive.
The Flood continues to pour into the valley. The Arbiter and the Commander join forces and fight off the Flood valiantly, eliminating every one of them. Nice, guys.
Nice.
Well done.
So
Nice.
good.
Every time you speak, Umbra, I get chills. Your Tartarus is so good.
Literally same.
Truth and Mercy, excellent, I must say. The
Yeah.
line of information
Oh,
is
yeah.
absolutely
So good.
nailing it.
Yep, absolutely.
Well done. All right, let's move on to Quarantine Zone, because I think this one's pretty short as well. Terry as the Arbiter, Cypher as Commander, all as the Elite Squad. Get excited. We have Buzz as the Elite, Miss Cannon back as Keys, and Nictacular as Johnson. Here we go. This is where the Covenant and the UNSC collide. And let's kick it off. After fighting off the Flood waves, the Arbiter and Commander are joined by Covenant reinforcements eager to continue on.
In the center of this zone is a sacred icon critical to the great journey. I must find it.
We shall cut into the heart of this infestation, retrieve the icon, and bury any Flood that stand in our way.
What?
The parasite is not to be trifled with. I hope you know what you're doing. Forward, warriors, and fear not pain or death. Go, Arbiter. I'll follow you when our reinforcements arrive.
More Forerunner enforcers and sentinels engage the Arbiter and his accompanying forces, but are quickly destroyed by the elite squad. As the squad travels close to the center of the library, the Flood are fighting with the sentinels, attempting to contain the infestation. Soon after, the commander and Arbiter find a gondola that leads to the library center. They turn to see another gondola moving in the same direction.
More humans. They must be after the icon.
A loud flood screech can be heard from behind the two elites.
On your way, Arbiter. I'll deal with these beasts.
The gondola lurches towards the library center as Tartarus's phantom arrives above.
I see that coward didn't join you. I'll do what I can to keep the flood off your back.
The gondola approaches its destination.
We cannot let the humans capture the icon. The Hierarchs do not look kindly on failure.
Look, up ahead. The parasite gathers for an attack.
I'll thin their ranks.
What courage. Nice and safe in his phantom.
The Arbiter makes his way towards the center of the library where the index can be found.
The humans are already inside, Arbiter. After them, I'll watch the perimeter.
Inside, Commander Keyes reaches the index room. There are obvious signs of a big fight. The wreckage of several enforcers litters the floor, and there's a large hole in the floor. The index floats above it. Keyes grabs a broken flood tentacle wrapped around an enforcer, leans out over, and grabs the index.
Gotcha.
Her anchor slides free. Before she can fall too far, the tentacle is grabbed by Sergeant Johnson.
You know, your father never asked me for help either.
The index is secure.
Mackenzie, Perez, how's our exit? You hear me, Marines? We got trouble.
Johnson scans his surrounds, battle rifle at the ready. Suddenly, the Arbiter leaps from the shadows. Johnson fires at him with his rifle as the Arbiter's shields flare. Arbiter engages in close quarters combat, knocking Johnson's rifles from his hands, grabbing him by his throat and pinning him to a wall.
How you doing?
The Arbiter throws Johnson to the ground, knocking him out. At that moment, Keyes pulls out an SMG and unloads it on the Arbiter.
Sergeant, stay down!
The Arbiter retreats to cover in the shadows.
Johnson, you alright? Johnson!
She looks over to see Johnson unconscious. The Arbiter leaps from cover and knocks down Keyes. As she scurries for cover, she's disabled by an electromagnetic force. We then see Tartarus alongside his brute lieutenants using his gravhammer to magnetize Keyes to him, now unconscious with the index strapped to her waist.
Excellent work, Arbiter. The Hierarchs will be pleased.
The Arbiter faces Tartarus, noticing the index in his possession.
The icon is my responsibility.
Was your responsibility. Now it is mine.
Brutes surround Arbiter in a show of force.
A bloody fate awaits you and the rest of your incompetent race. And I, Tartarus, chieftain of the brutes, will send you to it.
When the prophets learn of this, they will take your head.
When they learn. Fool. They ordered me to do it.
Tartarus uses his Gravhammer's energy blast to knock the Arbiter into the shaft the index was floating over. He plummets into the darkness to an unknown fate. Woo!
Umbra, you are a god.
I could listen. I could listen to Tartarus and Arbiter all day.
Yeah,
all day. The two of you. Can you just like talk about philosophy or something in those voices?
The meaning of life.
Who was the what? That was awesome.
The chuckle.
That was beautiful.
That caught me off guard.
Yeah, the chuckle terror, yeah. Oh, boy.
I was just gonna say Umbra's chuckle, like really that proper
So
from
good.
like the belly kind of
Yeah.
deep. It's so good. You're just like crushing that.
Born to play the role. Hot damn.
Awesome. Alrighty. I think we're still at 765. Thank you everyone for the donations. If you are enjoying the stream, please consider donating, guys. The link to donate is at the top of the Twitch chat. We are nearing the end, actually. We're at 2 o'clock, so we've been going just just on 2 hours now. And we're up to chapter 12 of about 15. So here we go.
Mm.
Gravemind. We have Ash back as Cortana. Dev as Gravemind.
Oh, I
Will
can't
as
wait.
the Chief. Harry as Arbiter. Jason as 2401 Penitent Tangent. Jeremy as Regret. Umbra as Tartarus. Corbs as Truth. Miss Cannon as Grunt. Here we go. And Kerry as Marine. Here we go. Who doesn't love this cutscene? Are we ready?
Here we go.
Let's do it.
Mm.
Cut to a hazy view of an underground area in a circle of red lights. The Master Chief comes fully awake to see himself held by the same tentacle that dragged him into the depths of the lake. It's attached to an otherworldly, grotesque creature that seems to be entirely head, neck, and tentacles. The Chief looks on, stunned by the enormity of the creature.
What is that?
I am a monument to all your sins.
2 more tentacles descend holding a struggling Arbiter. This creature has united the two beneath Halo's surface. The Arbiter attempts to fight off the creature's grasp.
Relax. I'd rather not piss this thing off.
Demon.
The creature raises the Chief with its tentacles.
This one is machine and nerve, and has its mind concluded.
It then raises the Arbiter.
This one is but flesh and faith, and is the more deluded.
Kill me or release me, parasite, but do not waste my time with talk.
There is much talk, and I have listened through rock and metal and time. Now I shall talk, and you shall listen.
More tentacles come into view, some wrapped around a monitor with a red eye, and others holding what appears to be a flood-infected prophet.
Greetings. I am 2401 Penitent Tangent. I am the monitor of Installation 05.
And I am the Prophet of Regret, Counselor Most High, Hierarch of the Covenant.
The monitor noticed Chief.
A reclaimer? Here? At last! We have much work to do. This facility must be activated if we were to control this outbreak.
Stay where you are. Nothing can be done until my sermon is complete.
Not true. This installation has a successful utilization record of 1.2 trillion simulated and 1 actual. It is ready to fire on demand.
Of all the objects our lords left behind, there are none so worthless as these oracles. They know nothing of the great journey.
And you know nothing of containment. You have demonstrated complete disregard for even the most basic protocols.
This one's containment. And this one's great journey are the same.
The creature turns to the Arbiter.
Your prophets have promised you freedom from a doomed existence, but you will find no salvation on this ring. Those who built this place knew what they wrought. Do not mistake their intent, or all will perish as they did before. This thing is right. Halo is a weapon. Your prophets are making a big mistake.
Your ignorance has already destroyed one of the sacred rings, demon. I shall not harm another.
If you will not hear the truth, then I will show it to you. There is still time to keep the tea from turning, but first it must be found. You will search one likely spot, and you will search another. Fate had us meet as foes, but this ring will make us brothers.
The creature casts both the Chief and Arbiter into teleportation rings. Cut to High Charity, which is floating above Halo. A battle rages around it as Covenant ships fight each other. Inside, the city isn't any better. Brute guards in their new red and gold armor stand in front of the council chambers. A mob of grunts and jackals cover the stairs, literally climb the walls trying to overthrow the remaining hierarchs. The brutes use their spears to smash anyone who gets within range. Inside the chamber, Truth and Mercy are broadcasting to the Covenant fleet.
We are, all of us, greatly concerned. The release of the parasite was unexpected, unfortunate, but there is no need to panic. In truth, this is a time to rejoice. a moment that all the Covenant should savor. For the sacred icon has been found. With it, our path is clear, our entry into the divine beyond guaranteed. The great journey is nigh, and nothing, not even the flood, can stop it.
A swirling yellow teleportation light appears. The chief steps out of it to the amazement of a grunt manning a camera nearby. Brute Onagar step in to protect the prophets.
Kill the demon!
The chief uses a needler to dispatch the Covenant forces in the council chambers.
The demon has infiltrated the council chamber. Protect the hierarchs. Seal the exits.
Oh, I don't think so. Put me down on one of the pedestals near the door.
Cortana uploads herself into High Charity's network.
That prophet, Truth, he has the index. You've got to take it from him. Let me get these doors. Go. It will be easy to track Truth if I stay in the network.
Cortana helps the chief navigate High Charity as he fights Covenant forces inside.
Truth is moving through the lower levels of the tower. I'll reverse this grav lift. Drop down. Try to cut him off. It's safe, really. Just step in.
As Chief powers through Covenant reinforcements, Tartarus can be heard over the facility's PA system.
Reinforce all approaches to the holding pens. Slay the demon on sight.
Chief marches on, slaying any Covenant in his way.
Wait a minute. I'm reading Marine IFF transponders. The signals are originating somewhere below your position.
The Chief fights his way down towards a cell block where Marines are being held captive. He eliminates the guards and frees the Marines from their cells.
Listen up, Marines. The Chief's hunting a prophet, and you're going to help him kill it.
Affirmative!
The Chief and Marines rescue some more Marines, then fight their way back towards the central grav lift. The Chief continues his pursuit for the prophet, for the prophets, as Truth addresses the Covenant over the PA.
Fear not, my brothers. The sacred icon is secure. It was Tartarus and his brutes who took the icon from the flood, and for that they have our thanks.
Excellent. Truth is broadcasting on the move. It'll make it so much easier to track.
The elites have failed to protect the prophets, and in doing so have put all our lives at risk. Let no warrior forget his oath. Thou, in faith, shall keep us safe whilst we find the path.
I've got a fix on Truth. Just outside this tower, Chief. There's an exit nearby. Hurry!
With my blessing, the brutes now lead our fleets. They ask for your allegiance, and you shall give it.
You wouldn't believe the number of kill systems the Covenant are throwing down around me. Not to worry, it's pretty sloppy stuff. I guess they never expected a hostile intelligence to penetrate the network from the inside.
As the Chief nears the prophet's location, civil war appears to be breaking out through High Charity.
The Covenant just destroyed 2 of their own ships, and I'm hearing reports of small arms fire throughout the fleets.
Creatures of the Covenant, the path is broad, and we shall walk it side by side.
Slip space rupture. It's in amber clad.
The UNSC carrier can be seen hurtling above Chief's location.
Hailing, no response. She's crashed into another tower ahead of our position. I'll keep trying to make contact, but I'm not registering any human vital signs.
Truth continues to address the Covenant across the PA.
At this moment, the Council is gathered on Halo to see the icon safely placed. There are those who said this day would never come. What are they to say now? I have listened to the Oracle, and it confirmed our duties. The great journey begins here. Who would doubt the prophets? What have they foretold that has not come to pass?
The Chief continues to fight through Covenant forces. A civil war has broken out as elites and brutes fight one another throughout High Charity.
Hang on, I'm picking up 2 more transponders. It's the Commander and Johnson. They're closing on Truth's position, Chief. They'll need your help.
The Chief takes advantage of the conflict and lets both warring sides fight as he makes his way towards the prophets.
This isn't good. I'm getting confirmed reports of flood leaving in Amberclad's wreckage. Let's get the index and find out our way out of here before things get really ugly.
The Chief is getting close to his target as we see Tartarus and a squad of brutes lead the captured Keys and Johnson onto a dock area. Tartarus addresses his brute lieutenants as he approaches both of the prophets.
Split them up, one in each phantom.
Commander Keys can see Inamberclad crash nearby as she's escorted onto one of the phantoms. Meanwhile, Tartarus kneels in front of the prophets.
The hopes of all the... Oh, Pardon?
I
Ahem.
I have
One
misspoke,
moment,
Prophet.
chieftain. The hopes of all the
apologies.
covenant. Pardon?
My apologies to Noble Truth.
That it is all right, chieftain. It's a very stressful day on High Charity. But let me just say real quick. The hopes of all the covenant rest on your shoulders, chieftain.
Yes, my faith is strong. I will not fail.
Suddenly, flood infection forms swarm over the platform, assumedly from in Amberclad's wreckage. The brutes jump in, smashing and squashing as many as they can. One infection form gets through and attaches itself to Mercy's neck. He tumbles to the ground, writhing in pain. Tartarus struts over to save him, but Truth interjects.
Let him be. The great journey waits for no one, brother. Not even you.
Truth and Tartarus leave Mercy behind, boarding the Phantoms as he's strangled by the flood infection form. Well done, you two.
Oh my god.
Good improv. Good improv.
Can Truth and Tartarus just go off scripts like for the rest of the time? I want to know.
How would they
Like
know?
Taylor doesn't really follow what happens on High Charity. Like I don't know when they're just hanging out having breakfast. Maybe you guys could just role play the rest and fill in the gaps.
Just let me say real quick. I love that.
I just had to find a way that was so.
It's you know, blood's popping out. There's humans running amok. You know, I get it.
I love the pardon. I was like, oh, I got to jump into this now.
I love this. I'm having so much fun.
We need to go back to the start of this level. Dev, Marlon, Gravemind, round of applause.
Thank you. Amazing work.
So good.
Neo Nuke, drink and save your voices. Please do.
Cheers.
The next mission is actually the shortest mission ever.
Yeah, tiny. It's half a page.
And well done as well. I must say, Jeremy, Jason, with the intonation of 2401 Penitent Tangent.
Yeah.
And regret,
Oh, yeah.
like flood regret is different to normal regret. And you know
It is.
Yeah.
Crushed.
Can I just say I've watched that scene so many times over in preparation for this, and
Same.
your regret, Jeremy, is unbelievable. In like your flood infected regret. Every like note that he says, you follow the intonation perfectly. Amazing.
So good.
Very kind. Thank you for that. That's big words coming from the literal Gravemind.
I'm a big fan.
Pers and O's in chat says that pardon was fantastic, Corbs. So,
Pardon, it really was.
Oh, look, just a bit of acting, mate. Bit of theatre.
Just a bit of bloody theatre. I like
Bit
it.
of yes and.
Yes, and.
Okay, so now we're on to Uprising, which has two characters in it because it's like no cutscenes in this one, and this is the one where obviously Arbiter gets sent to Delta Halo. So we'll get going. Uprising, we have Cypher as commander, Terry as the Arbiter. Here we go. Cut to the Arbiter as he is teleported to a seemingly random location on the surface of Halo. In the distance, he can see what appears to be the control room. He finds a weapon and makes his way through the valley he finds himself in, fighting off brutes as he goes. Soon, he comes upon the elite commander and other allies.
By the rings, Arbiter? The Council, are they
Murdered by the brutes.
vile, disloyal beasts? The prophets were fools to trust them.
Two phantoms soar overhead and land at the control room. From a distance, we see Tartarus exit with his squad of brutes and the captured keys as they enter the facility, index in hand. And that's Uprising. There we go. Next one.
Hey, well done.
Very good.
All right, on to second last level right now. Yeah, High Charity. Here we go. Okay, so back to where Mercy's on the ground. Here we go. Kerry as Mercy, Ash as Cortana, Will as Chief, Dev as the Gravemind, and Corbs as Truth. Here we go. Cut to the Master Chief on High Charity as it drops down to the platform in time to watch the Phantoms fly off. He walks over to Mercy, still fighting, trying to resist the flood infection form.
Your pal, where's he going?
Earth, to finish what we started. And this time, none of you will be left behind.
Chief rips off the flood infection form, killing it and Mercy in the process.
That structure is the center of the city. It's a Forerunner ship. The Truth is heading straight for it. If he leads the Covenant fleet to Earth, they won't stand a chance. You have to stop him.
That brute has the index, and Miranda and Johnson. He can activate the ring.
If he does, I'll detonate it in Amberclad's reactor, just like we did at the Autumns. The blast will destroy the city and the ring. Not a very original plan, but we know it will work.
Master Chief reaches out to collect Cortana.
No, I don't want to chance a remote detonation. I need to stay here.
At that moment, a Pelican dropship crashes into the platform and Flood spew out of it.
Flood-controlled dropships are touching down all over the city. That creature beneath the library, that Gravemind, used us. We were just a diversion. In Amberclad was always its intended vector. There's a conduit connecting this tower to the ship. Head back inside, I'll lead you to it.
As Chief makes his way to the conduit, Truth continues broadcasting his message over the PA.
Shall we let the flood consume our holy city? Turn High Charity into another of its wretched hives? No enemy has ever withstood our might. The flood too shall fail.
We don't have time for this, Chief. Truth's Phantom is nearing the Forerunner ship. I'll do what I can to slow the launch sequence. There's something inside the ship, a presence that's fighting back. For a Covenant construct, it's usually formidable. No time to admire the view. Truth's Phantom has reached the Forerunner ship.
The parasites did not defeat the Forerunners, and it shall not defeat us.
The Gravemind can be heard as well.
Arrogant creature, your death will be instantaneous, while we shall suffer the progress of infinity.
Whosoever is ruled by fear, take heed. I am the prophet of truth, and I am not afraid. Noble Mercy is here at my side. His wise counsel is ever at my aid.
We exist together now, two corpses in one grave.
This crisis cannot be the end of us. It is but one path to fulfill the journey to salvation.
Brood and elite ships are engaging one another all around High Charity. I'm running out of options, Chief. I can't stall the launch sequence much longer. The next lift will take you up to the conduit. Hurry.
The Chief continues to fight off Covenant forces.
I knew the Covenant was good at repurposing Forerunner technology, but this is amazing. They've been using the Forerunner ship's engines as an energy source for the city. The ship isn't so much launching as it is disengaging, uncoupling itself from the High Charity's power grid. Stopping Truth, that's all that matters.
Now is the time of our unworlding, the moment we shall all become as gods.
You know the plan. You've got to stop Truth. I've got to handle the Index. Go.
Master Chief steps into the conduit and shoots off towards the Forerunner ship. He's hurtled at blistering speed towards the ship as it begins to lift off, leaving High Charity's surface. He narrowly makes it on board as the doors to the ship close. Cortana chimes in over comms from High Charity as Truth's ship takes off into space with Chief inside.
Chief, when you get to Earth, good luck.
After I'm through with Truth.
Don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it.
Hey!
Yes.
Nice.
She said the line. She said the line.
I practiced that one. I was like, no, I gotta nail this one.
And grown men cried.
Every single one.
Nice. Must admit, Mercy death sound, Kerry, well done.
Made me giggle. I was like, oh.
So,
I found this one hard because in the anniversary cutscenes, the exchanges between Truth and Gravemind are kind of more in gameplay, so I actually found it really hard to find them.
Yeah, they're a bit more hidden for anniversary. Like it's more so like backing noise, like through radio chatter.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot that anniversary makes obviously better from the original, but there are some things that I think the original cutscenes still do. Yeah,
there's a scene from like chapter 4 where I think it's Truth says something, but it's in the anniversary. It's over radio, and it sounds so much worse than what it does originally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I think Jason and I always lament this fact, but the fact that they recast Michael Wincott and then Camp in Halo 3, biggest mistake ever.
Yeah, hands down.
So bad. Anyway,
If we do
all
3,
right, guys.
I'm doing it as the original guy.
Yes, please.
Yes, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Awesome. We have smashed past the goal, $822.79.
That is
amazing.
Woohoo, let's go, guys.
From
Settle,
Anonymous,
bro.
$22.79. Terry, Umber, and Silent are sexual chocolate. Loving this.
It's a good band name.
Amazing. And Tammy with $35. Thank you so much, Tammy.
Sexual chocolate.
Sexual chocolate. Is that coming to America?
Yes.
Yeah.
That boy's good.
Alrighty, guys. Chapter 15, The Great Journey. We're at the end. Are we ready?
Here we go.
Pump chat. Here we go. We have Terry as the Arbiter, Cypher as the Commander, Dev as Gravemind, Corbs as the Elite, Nictacular as Johnson, Umbra as Tartarus, Jason as Guilty Spark, Miss Cannon as Keys, Jeremy as the Officer, Buzz as Hood, Will as Chief, Ash as Cortana. Almost the whole cast. Here we go. Let's do it. Cut to the Arbiter and Commander looking out over Halo's control room.
What is this place?
Where the counselors were meant to watch the consecration of the icon, the start of the great journey.
Arbiter can hear Gravemind's voice in his mind.
There is still time to stop the key from turning.
I must get inside.
Then mount up, Arbiter. I know a way to break those doors.
Both the Arbiter and Commander fight their way through brute forces in a wraith. Soon, they happen upon a stationary scarab at a brute encampment.
There, Arbiter. That scarab's main weapon will break the control room's doors. At the far end of the breach, there's a passage into the cliff. It'll take you to the scarab.
As the Arbiter enters the cliff face, he's greeted by more reinforcements, an elite and 2 hunters.
The Arbiter? I thought he was dead. Hold your fire. The hunters have come to our aid, Arbiter. They will fight by our side.
After more fighting, the Arbiter arrives at the platform where the scarab is docked. Johnson and a few Marines have escaped capture and are fighting it with the brutes. Johnson manages to climb onto the scarab and assume control of it. The Arbiter eliminates the remaining brutes, saving the other Marines, and ends up face to face with the scarab in Johnson's control.
Listen, you don't like me, and I sure as hell don't like you. But if we don't do something, Mr. Mohawk's gonna activate this ring, and we're all gonna die.
Tartarus has locked himself inside the control room.
Well, I just happen to have a key. Come on, grab a Banshee and give me some cover. Gonna know we're coming.
The Arbiter jumps in a Banshee and eliminates brute raids and Banshees in the area, escorting Johnson as he drives the Scarab towards the control room. Once the last brute forces are dispatched, Johnson aims the Scarab's main weapon at the control room doors.
Stay clear of the door! Hey, bastards! Knock, knock!
Johnson blasts the control room doors wide open as the Arbiter flies in. He fights off more brutes and makes his way to the control room to stop the ring from firing. Inside, Tartarus is at the center of the control room. He's holding Commander Keys physically, trying to get her to insert the index. A brute squad stands by. One of them holds 343 Guilty Spark.
Come, human. It is easy. Take the icon in your hands and do as you are told.
Please, use caution. This reclaimer is delicate.
One more word, Oracle, and I'll rip your eye from its socket. Which is nothing compared to what I will do to you.
The Arbiter enters the control room from behind Tartarus.
Tartarus, stop! Impossible. Put down the icon. Put it down? And disobey the hierarchs? There are things about Halo even the hierarchs do not understand.
Tartarus's brute lieutenants become angered by the Arbiter's words.
Take care, Arbiter. What you say is heresy. Is it? Oracle, what is Halo's purpose?
Collectively, the Seven...
Not another word.
Suddenly, Sergeant Johnson appears next to the Arbiter, beam rifle in hand.
Please, don't shake the light bulb.
The brute lieutenants become even more angered.
If you want to keep your brains in your head, I'd tell those boys to chill.
Tartarus instructs them to hold position.
Go ahead, do your thing.
The sacred rings, what are they?
Weapons of last resort, built by the Forerunners to eliminate potential flood hosts, thereby rendering the parasite harmless.
And those who made the rings, what happened to the Forerunners?
After exhausting every other strategic option, my creators activated the rings. They, and all sentient life form in 3 radii of the Galactic Center died, as planned. Would you like to see the relevant data?
Tartarus, the prophets have betrayed us.
Tartarus hesitates for a minute, then he goes berserk, throws Guilty Spark at Johnson, knocking him to the ground. Tartarus grabs Commander Key's hand and uses her to shove the index into place, starting Halo's firing sequence.
No, Arbiter. The great journey has begun, and the brutes, not the elites, shall be the prophet's escort.
Tartarus picks up his Gravhammer, prepared for combat as the control room roars to life, ready to fire. The Arbiter begins to fight Tartarus and his brutes, as Guilty Spark and Keys discuss how to stop the ring from firing.
Charging sequence initiated. Primary generators are coming online.
Well, shut them down.
Apology. Protocol does not allow me to interfere with any aspect of the sequence.
Then how do I stop it?
Well, it will take some time to go over the proper procedures.
Quit stalling!
Under more controlled circumstances, I would suggest the Reclaimer simply remove the index.
That's it? Johnson, I'm on it.
Hang tight, ma'am. Not until that brute is dead.
Johnson fires on Tartarus to disable his shield so the Arbiter can kill him.
Come on, Arbiter. Kick that guy's ass.
Johnson knocks out Tartarus' shield and the Arbiter finally kills him. Commander Keys jumps and ducks across rotating platforms until she gets an opening to jump onto the central structure. Running across it, she snatches the index. The whole complex shudders. A bolt of energy fires from the top. It heads straight to the center of the ring and collides with a ball of energy that's been growing there. There is a large explosion. When it clears, Halo and everything around it is intact and unharmed. Inside the control center, Keys is looking at a new hologram that's appeared where the index had been.
What's that?
A beacon.
What's it doing?
Communicating at subliminal frequencies at a frequency of...
Communicating with what?
The other installations.
Show me.
A hologram appears of multiple Halo rings moving into a formation.
Failsafe protocol. In the event of an unexpected shutdown, the entire system will move to standby status. All remaining platforms are now ready for remote activation.
Remote activation? From where?
Don't be ridiculous.
Listen, Tinkerbell, don't make me...
Then where? Where should someone go to activate the other rings?
Why, the Ark, of course.
And where, Oracle, is that?
Cut to Truth's ship as it exits slip space above Earth. The Master Chief is inside and he can hear UNSC chatter over comms.
We've got a new contact, unknown classification.
It isn't ours. Take it out. This is Spartan 117. Can anyone hear me? Over. Isolate that signal. Master Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing on that ship? Sir, finishing this fight.
Woo!
Roll credits.
Oh, yes.
Oh boy. And the music is timed really well as well.
So good.
Nice.
After credit scene.
After credit scene, let's quickly do it. Here we go.
Let's go.
Hi, Charity. The city is very much the worse for wear. Gravemind's tentacles can be seen all over the place.
Silence fills the empty grave now that I have gone. But my mind is not at rest, for questions linger on. I will ask, and you will answer.
Tentacles reach out towards a hollow panel. Cortana appears on it. She raises one hand and the tentacles veer off.
All right, shoot.
Good job.
Oh, damn.
Very nice.
Good work, everybody.
Amazing.
That was
Amazing.
God. Oh, that was incredible.
I still think my favorite moment was Truth and Tartarus having their little unscripted back and forth.
Yeah.
You were so fast, Corbs. Like, you did not miss a beat.
very critical line.
Yeah.
I need to read out a few more donations that came through. $15 from Olivia Mitchell said, "Thank you, legends, for the good cause." Mac Apsu, $30. Love your work, mates. Last Fire, $15 here for Devi. We have raised $882.79.
Woo! Well done, everyone.
Nice.
Absolutely amazing.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Amazing.
Good drills.
Oh man, so good. Honestly, where did
I want to do another one. I'm so ready. I'm ready to do another one. Let's go right now.
Encore.
Next weekend, tomorrow afternoon.
I must say, Halo 2, like probably, I'd say like top 15 games of all time for me. Is it any higher for anyone else?
Yeah, definitely top 5,
definitely.
maybe 5.
Halo 3 is my favorite. Like Halo 3 is number 1 for me.
Yeah, same for me.
I don't know. For me, it's really close. I think 2 and 3 are neck and neck for me.
Yeah. Sorry, Nick, you were gonna say something?
No, yeah. I was like three, like 2 is just like isolate. If you like isolate them, like they're both amazing and have amazing moments. But I think 3 just being that culmination of the trilogy, and just kind of like that whole sort of story coming to end, the epic finale, and just the build up is just incredible. And like I know all of us were talking before about sort of like when we like first got into Halo, and like for me, like I sort of came into a bit late. Like I got an Xbox 360 like quite late, so I actually got to play all the 3 games back to back, and then so just getting to Halo 3 and just playing through that, like, just wow.
That's honestly, that really captures a part of my experience, because I'm a little bit older than the rest of the podcast group of friends. So I was experiencing Halo when it kind of came out on the original Xbox, played the crap out of it. Halo 2 as well, which I so often I forget that it came out on the original Xbox. It wasn't an Xbox 360 launch. They kind of, rather than delaying or developing it for the next gen console, it came out, and I'm kind of glad that it did, but at the same time not, because there was such a big delay between 2 and 3 for me, because it ends on this cliffhanger of Chief being like, finishing this fight, we have heard about this thing called the Ark, and Cortana's stranded on High Charity with the Gravemind, and it's just like, you can't do me like that. Like not only do I have to wait for the next game to come out, I've also got to buy the next console as well. It's just like, oh man,
that's what makes it so good, though. Like, I mean, I played Halo 2 close to when Halo 3 came out, but I didn't get a 360. I just had my original Xbox for several years. So I also had a similar wait where I didn't know what was going on, but I would just watch all of the live action videos that they made in the lead up to Halo 3. You know how there was like that whole, there's going to be a Halo movie, and like all of the live action trailers for Halo 3, like that fueled me for years while I waited to get an Xbox 360.
Live action films were so good. They slapped so hard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The wait was hell.
Yeah, yes, the wait was hell.
If you ever go to New Zealand and go to the Weta Workshop, which is like the Peter Jackson's production company, they've still got the Warthog from that test footage.
No way!
And,
that's really cool.
It's like right in the middle of their warehouse, and you can look at it, and it is fucking sick.
I was talking to my friend earlier this week. He actually won a competition where he was able to drive it. Out at East Coast Race Course here. Yeah. And he said like there are buttons that you can change the wheels rotation individually, so it can kind of like crab walk as well. And I'm like,
wow, that's so cool. Everyone was saying before like how much that like we all played like Halo 2, but how much Halo 3 multiplayer did holy every day coming home from school, boot up Halo 3 multiplayer, jump in Xbox party chat. That was the routine.
Yeah. But the difference between Halo 1 multiplayer and Halo 2 multiplayer was significant. We don't talk about the Magnum and how they butchered my poor baby boy, but the sniper rifle was way more snappy. You could actually do some really cool stuff with it. Like really, really big shift in the quality of the experience in multiplayer from 1 to 2. And then with the next gen console, the Halo 3's multiplayer was absolutely chef's kiss. So good. Definitely played for many years. like backpack with Xbox 360, walking to my mate Ben's place to like local network it up, and somebody else is doing the same thing because we prioritized video games over getting our licenses, and like so we were like literally hot footing or cycling if we were in a particular rush. I actually remember once I got myself delivered to my friend's place with my pizza. Like, I was like, I need to get to the LAN. I'm at work. I finish a bit later than it starts. How do I solve this problem? And Halo cannot wait. So I'm like, pizza's right next door. I asked the delivery driver manager person if the delivery driver would deliver me with my pizza, and they're like, sure.
That's amazing.
I tipped a crazy amount because it was like wild, but yeah, it cannot wait.
That's the greatest
Oh,
thing I've
that is
ever heard.
brilliant.
You were literally like the first Uber or Lyft.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I like that.
Oh, that's imagine like just I can only imagine the shock of just the manager being asked that question, like, can I ride along with the pizza?
Yeah, it's like, I ordered this to be delivered to my friend's house, but I don't drive. I need to get there. Is there any way it would be okay for me to ride along with the driver? And the manager was, the look on his face was kind of like, nobody's ever asked me that before. And he's like, I can't make that decision. I have to ask the driver. And when they came in, they looked at me and were like, he doesn't look like a lunatic. He's asking a crazy question. He doesn't look like a murderer. It was good.
Hi, here for a extra large pepperoni pizza with additional terry.
Yeah, with the side of
So amazing. Well, we had another donation coming from Tammy. Another $20 pushes us over $900 in total.
Legendary.
Incredible.
well done.
We're gonna. Infinite Umber as well. $15. A great cause, man, and a great cast.
Damn.
Amen, brother. Amen. Thank you so
Where are we at the moment?
$917.79.
Wow.
Very nice.
Amazing.
So, I reckon we can get that over 1K.
Get that over 1K before we close out?
I think we can.
So that's what,
Just bear with me a second.
$82.21. Let's see if there's some things that come through, shall we? Yeah, I like that. Pretty sure.
1K and we PAX 2024.
I'll submit the panel. I'll submit it. And
definitely.
also, it sounds like Rob and Alicia at Rect want to do something in their studio as well. So, yeah.
Hell yes.
100%.
So
I'd be
keen.
down. I'd be 100% down.
Give me
Hell
the dotted
yeah.
line and I will sign on it.
Cypher, Umbra, you're going to have to get over here, guys, to Melbourne next October.
Yep, absolutely.
That would be awesome.
Packing the flight right now, getting ready.
Why won't I let me choose?
Amazing.
Extra prepared.
Ferox wants to see a Half-Life 2 table read. You know what I was thinking?
That's a really good call.
So
I never played.
That would be fun.
I'd been discussing with others like, Halo 3, smaller cast, maybe Halo 3 ODST or Reach, because then it's just like Noble Team with Halsey and a couple of
We get to all die one by one.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, like, what other games could we do? I was thinking maybe Gears 1? I think
Would you ever do?
I call Coltrane.
Mate, you've got that. You own that.
Marcus.
The other one is Halo Wars. The cutscenes in Halo Wars are really good.
Epic,
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Every 5 minutes, just all units.
All units. ODST on the ground.
Local units.
I said to
Dev,
to,
you naughty boy. $82.21.
Oh my god.
Hey.
Perfectly rounded.
Can someone donate 1 cent so that we can say we raised over $1,000? I should have done an extra cent so we can say we raised over 1,000.
Over 1,000.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone who joined us in chat. I really hope you enjoyed that, guys. Like I said, I've recorded this whole thing. It's going to be up on my YouTube channel. So yes, I'll post that on socials when that goes out. You can follow me. It's Shane Bailey on Twitter, and at GameOn_cancer, pardon me, for everything Game on Cancer related. I'm going to go around the room and just individually thank everyone. Will, our Master Chief, thank you, sir.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Amazing. And Silent Cypher, $25. Cypher, my friend, over 1,000. There we go.
Yay!
There we go.
Ash, our beautiful Cortana, thank you so much.
Thank you.
the dulcet tones of Terry Clear as Arbiter. Thank you.
Were it so easy.
Tease for the next one. Corvs as our prophet of truth, our ever on his toes prophet as well.
Thank you.
Dev Martyr, my goodness, sir. Gravemind and Heretic Leader, you absolutely smashed it. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Jeremy Braditich, one half of the Minimap cast. Thank you for being here, sir, as a prophet of regret.
Always happy to be here.
Kerry Palmer, the other half of the Minimap cast, as prophet of mercy. Thank you, my friend.
I'm so thrilled that you invited us along. So thrilled to be here. Thank you.
No, my pleasure. Silent Cypher as Commander Half Mandibles. Thank you so much for tuning in all the way on the other side of the planet.
Can I just say, it's quite wild that one of the Fratelli brothers from the Goonies came to Halo to do the voicing for this and do such a complicated voice. So high, but so deep at the same time.
Yeah.
Miss Cannon, my dear friend, thank you so much for joining us as Miranda Keys.
Thank you. Best grunt scream you've ever heard.
I didn't watch that back because I was so focused on this.
That was so good. Oscar-winning performance for sure.
Thank you.
Your one to talk, Nick Tacular. Thank you so much for being here as Avery himself.
I'm to please. No, honestly, thank you so much, Shane. Thank you for putting all of this together, wrangling us all up for this. This was just fantastic. Thank you.
My pleasure. Buzz as Sir Terrence Hood. Thank you for joining us, my friend.
Absolutely. Thanks to everyone. And again, the talent. Damn, guys. Damn. Damn.
Jason Mira, 343 and 2401. Thanks for being here, my friend.
You're most welcome.
Infinite Umbra, thank you so much for being our Tartarus. Chocolate.
Man, so good.
Are you still there? I couldn't quite hear you over the clapping. You still there?
It was my absolute pleasure.
Amazing.
Noble voice actors.
And thank you so much, Shane, for organizing all of this.
Yeah, thank you, Shane.
I
had a pod blast.
Amazing work as the
pod blast.
narrator. Yeah. Amazing work as the narrator and Malta.
We won.
Standard formation, little bastards up front, big ones in back. I love that line. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for donating. We hope you had a great time. We're going to raid someone in just a moment, so stick around and pass on the love. So someone else mind raiding. Jace, can you do that? You're mod, right?
Can I? Who do we want to raid?
Hey, Zed is live and he's fundraised for us before, so that would be amazing.
How do I raid?
/raid.
/raid.
Space,
Step
and then
one.
the name. So HEYIMZ. HEYIMZED.
ZED.
You got it?
/raid.
Space.
Uh-huh.
Hey.
At?
No at. Just hey.
Okay. Yeah.
IMZED.
That work?
Queue it up.
I don't know if that worked.
Okay, let's Thank you everyone. Hope you had a great time, and we will see you hopefully for another one in the future. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.